put the hand up. Let's say he hurt. You injured and you hurt. Know what it is?
Oh, there's a difference, man. All right, y'all. We get praise, esteem, and honor to Abba and Shamim in the name of Yahuah HaMashiach. We go to John chapter 5, verse 39. When you're hurt, it's discomfort. When you're injured,
You can't do it.
you can't do it. You need to sit your behind down. You know what I'm talking about? There's a difference, guys. Search the scriptures, for in them you think you have eternal life, and they are they which testify of me. And you will not come to me that you might have life. I receive not honor from men, but I know you, that you have not the love of Elohim in you. I come in my Abba's name, and you receive me not. If another shall come in his own name, him you will receive. How can you believe which receive honor one from another, and not the honor that comes from Elohim only? Do not think that I will accuse you to Abba. There's one that accused you, even Moses, in whom you trust. Had you believed Moses, you would have believed me, for he wrote of me. But if you believe not his writings, how should you believe my words? All esteem and praise of Abba and Shamim in the name of Yahuah HaMashiach. Go to Lamentations 5 and 17. I'll give you a case in point. The program I got deadlifts in it. Why went in there? I say, damn, boy. Can't do those. Did rack pulls. Cool. Came back another week. My back was hurting before I got there. Ain't no rack pulls. Ain't no none of that. Straight doggone, I forget the name of these junk, man. Like this here, that mimic that. Boy, I'm not gonna go in there and do that, boy, and I know that junk hurt. Cause boy, when you're back like this here, numb, and you just laying there looking stupid, you're gonna be like this here. You would wish you wouldn't have went. Who you trying to prove something to?
You can get this serious question. You can get massage. I know they said that when you got
Nah, for the back, you need to go to the chiropractor.
No, I'm just saying with your blood pressure, can you still do that?
You can't do a deep tissue massage.
Slow about what? A nigga rubbing on you? That's what you doing?
No, they say if you can't get certain massages if you got high blood pressure because it can spike your blood pressure.
I don't know nothing about that. Weightlifting can spike your blood pressure. Yeah, my doctor say, hey man, don't go ahead. Take it easy.
You gotta take the senior class.
No, they say no. He talking about real deal powerlifting type stuff, man. So you can't really. He said that junk can spike. Peace, brother, on my man. Lamentations 5 and 17. Shalom, Jake.
Say, for this our heart is faint, for these things our eyes are dim. Because of the mountain of Zion is desolate, the foxes walk upon it. You, O Yahuah, remain forever, your throne from generation to generation. Wherefore do you forget us forever and forsake us so long time?
Mm-hmm.
Turn you unto us, you, O Yahuah, and we shall be turned, renew our days as of old. But you have utterly rejected us, you are very wroth against us.
Ah, very well then. I want you to come over here to verse 8. I don't think we dealt with that one first, but run it though.
Servants have ruled over us. There is none that do deliver us out of their hand. We got our bread with the peril of our lives because of the sword of the wilderness.
Now, how are we going to deal with servants ruling over us? Tell them what rule means, man.
That is mashal, to rule, have dominion.
Have dominion. How that going to work? How did servants rule over us? Shalom, Mika, dealing with what we dealing with, man. Yeah, I ain't never been one for that one now. They can prove they tough. You around here looking stupid. Shalom, Sister Virginia. Y'all ain't got nothing? That's unfortunate.
Pharaoh in Egypt.
No, not in this contest. Not what we've been dealing with. Come over here to John 19, Savior. You can start at verse 1 and just roll it.
Then Pilate therefore took Yahushua and scourged him, and the soldiers plastered
Not that deep with it, Quran.
a crown of
A little
thorns
bit more simple.
and put it on his head, and they put on him a purple robe.
Mm-hmm.
And said, Hail, Malach of the Yahudim, and they smote him with their hands. Pilate therefore went forth again and said unto them, Behold, I bring him forth to you, that you may know that I find no fault in him. Then came Yahushua forth wearing the crown of thorns and a purple robe. And
If he got this crown of thorns and a purple robe, we just read earlier, last night, it said, the crown is falling from our head. And the same thing in Job. But if he got the crown of thorns and a purple robe on, clearly they're mocking him for being a king. But let's continue though.
To behold the man. When the chief priest therefore and officers saw him, they cried out, saying, Crucify him, crucify him. And Pilate said unto them, take you him and crucify him, for I find no fault in him.
Mm-hmm.
Yahudim answered him, we have a law, and by our law he ought to die, because he made himself the son of Elohim.
Mm-hmm.
When Pilate therefore heard that saying, he was the more afraid.
More afraid.
And went again into the judgment hall and said unto Yahushua, whence are you? But Yahushua gave him no answer.
No
Then
answer.
said Pilate unto him, speak you not unto me? Know you not that I have power to crucify you?
Oh, there we go.
And have power to release you?
Read it again.
So then Pilate said unto him, speak you not unto me? Know you not that I have power to crucify you and have power to release you?
What the Lord told him.
Yahushua answered, you could have no power at all against me, except the word given you from above. Therefore he that delivered me unto you hath the greater sin. And from thenceforth Pilate sought to release him, but the Yahudim cried out, saying,
He said it, man, you ain't got no power over me unless it was given you from what?
above.
Now, you go back to Deuteronomy 20:28 and say the same thing. How these people will rule over you. But in this aspect, we've been dealing with the testimony of Yahushua. So when you see Pilate, a Roman, who is effectively a servant, because man is a servant to God, servants are ruling over him. What did he just tell this man? Do I not have power to crucify you? And he said you wouldn't have what? No power at all. That's why we read the definition of rule or mashal is to have power, rule, or dominion over. You know what I'm saying? Now, the Quran mentioned the servants of sin ruling over the sons of Elohim, but even in that aspect, they're not even ruling over the sons of Elohim. Per se. They persecuting the sons of Elohim. That boy going through it. You know what I'm talking about? I mean, you can look at it in that regard with the beast, but do he really have rule? He do, but he don't. You know what I'm saying? But that's another conversation because everybody give it into his hand and he gonna persecute those. Just read it for us, see Revelation 13:5. Because it's the same token everybody was given into Nebuchadnezzar's hand, but Nebuchadnezzar didn't go around persecuting people.
And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against Elohim, to blaspheme his name, and his tabernacle, and them that dwell in Shamaim. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints, and to overcome them, and power was given him over all kindreds, tongues, and nations. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb, slain from the foundation of the world. If any man have an ear, let him hear.
Now notice he said everybody, he got power to rule over these people, but the main thing he gonna be doing is persecuting these people. Why he persecuting them, Sibby?
He that lead into captivity shall go into captivity.
No, that's not why he persecuting people.
Not because of the testimony.
Because he's wicked as hell. Because he want to say he God. So that's what he persecute. What other reason would he be oppressing them for? End of the day, what the verse that we was reading, right? Our necks are under persecution. We have no labor and no rest. At the end of the day, what were they persecuting Yahushua for? Not just that. The text gives one explicit reason. And I'm only mentioning it because I've seen people go back and forth about this as it pertains to men and women. No. So what? Man, you talking like you got rocks in your mouth. That's what I heard. You heard that? I ain't hear no.
I know what she said, but she mumbling.
Yeah, you mumbling. That's what I'm saying.
But you mumbling.
No, that's not what. There's an explicit statement made that an individual knew exactly why they brought him around there.
Oh, for envy.
For envy. For envy. You know what I'm saying? And you know there's a proverb that says something about envy. And you know what they say you can't do with envy? You can't stand before it. Now, there's a difference between jealousy and envy. I mention this here because there's this lady talking about how men be jealous of women. And I'm like, ain't no dude jealous of no woman. I don't think people be realizing what it means to be jealous. You know what I'm talking about? Now, could a dude be envious of a woman? Absolutely. Because envy is more dangerous. I know that it don't be, you know what I'm saying, as far as verbiage being used. And that's what, this is, women who think that they're successful and they say, oh, this man was jealous of me. He might have not been jealous of you, but he damn sure probably might have been envious based off of what they're saying his behavior was towards them. That's representative of envy. Because when you're jealous of somebody, you know what I'm saying? You might just, I wish I could do what they did or have it. But when you envious of them, you want it and you'll take it. You know what I'm saying? Now, you see somebody envious of somebody, they want to replace you. And they might do it by violence, and they want to take what is yours. You know what I'm talking about? Do me a favor, Sylvia. Read Proverbs 27:4 real quick, man. Yeah, envy is worse. That's why he didn't say who can stand before jealousy. That's why I didn't say, oh, they brought him before Pilate because of jealousy. It said they brought him there. He said Pilate knew that they brought him there because they envied him. You know what I'm saying? Envy is much more dangerous. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the stuff you see in the streets that niggas be doing to niggas, that's not jealousy, that's envy. Because he want to smash what he's smashing. He want to drive what he driving. You know what I'm talking about? He want to kill this nigga. I want his life. That's why I always felt it weird when people would ask somebody, if you could trade lives with anybody else, who would you trade it with? Why would you ask a grown adult man such a question? Because why is you daydreaming about being another nigga? You know what I'm saying? Nah, for real, bro. Shalom, brother Robert. That's John crazy, bro. Go ahead, man.
Wrath is cruel and anger is outrageous.
Wrath is what?
It's cruel
and anger
is outrageous.
But
who was able to stand before envy?
Stand before who?
Envy.
Give him envy out in the Hebrew, man.
That is canal, ardor, zeal, jealousy.
Come over here to John 19. Where is that?
It says, envy is I want what you have, while jealousy is I fear you will take it.
What the hell is this?
That's English definition. That's blue.
Well, I put it in what's the difference between jealousy?
Oh, he probably typed it in chat GPT.
Google Gemini.
Yes, it says here, jealousy is a complex, often painful emotion triggered by a perceived threat of losing a value, relationship, or possession to a rival. They say it differs from envy, wanting what someone else has, by focus on protecting what one already possesses. But that ain't what I want. Yeah, and that's why envy is more dangerous, which is why Pilate said they envied him because they wanted what he had. If you remember in Matthew 7, what does it say? He said he don't talk like the scribes talk. You know what I'm saying? He speaks as one having authority. Now that come into mention when you mention that about, oh, we're going to lose our place in nation. But the reality was, it was just like with David and Saul. You know what I'm saying? Saul envied David because he thought that David was going to come take what was his, because the people were saying Saul bring him in by the thousands, David bring him in by the 10,000. But the reality was David wasn't thinking about Saul. In replacing him or nothing, it really revealed the type of individual that Saul was. Because if the situation was reversed, he would have killed David to take that. You know what I'm talking about? Hold on, man. Say, why did it say in Acts Joseph's brothers had envy? Because shoot, they did have envy because they wanted what he had, which was the love of their father. It said that he loved Joseph more than all his sons. So they envied him for it, because I want him to love me like that. And that's why they were willing to do what they did to him. You know what I'm talking about? But you got to mention where that at next, so we can read it and juxtapose it. What a verse at, man? Oh, it isn't in Luke. Yeah, envy is a very, very. That's why Yahuah the only one who could stand before envy, because he rose again. Boy, somebody envious say that's why Cain killed Abel.
So look, David's home was just less. He wouldn't fall under.
No, David didn't envy Uriah, but he damn sure was horny though. Because you had to be horny to do that to your wife, to your homeboy to smash his wife. Go to Matthew 27 and 15. Yeah, definitely they were about to kill Joseph. You know what I'm saying? But their envy was, see, the dream he had just exacerbated it. But they were already envious because it said he loved Joseph more than he loved all his children. So when you know your daddy walking around and you like, damn, he love this nigga. He don't love me like that. Slow on, brother Marvin. Hey, that John do something to people, man.
Genesis is to say they hated him.
Yeah. Yeah, they hated him for his dreams. Already hate you because daddy love you. Shalom, GP, man. Come on with it, man.
So now at that feast, the governor was wont to release unto the people a prisoner whom they would. And then they had a notable prisoner called Barabbas.
Mhm.
Therefore, when they were gathered together, Pilate said unto them,
What do you
whom
say?
will you that I release unto you, Barabbas or Yahuah, which
What
is
do you
called a Mashiach? For he knew that for envy they had delivered him.
You could give him envy in the Greek. He say for envy, he knew that they didn't deliver him for no other reason because they wanted to be in his position. They wanted the authority, the adulation. They wanted all that.
Envy is thonos, that's envy.
So that's the name. Like I said, they wanted to replace him. You know the song, man. You know your boys made a song like that. You look like you still right. You got a shirt on like you listen to the nigga. I don't know where he got that shirt from. That nigga got that out the old man. He a young man. That's crazy. Yeah, the Lord did have a favorite disciple, or the disciple whom he loved. We didn't talk about that before. The reality is nobody people don't like to say it out loud. You know what I'm saying? Because it's deemed to be socially inappropriate. But people have a favorite child, and people have a child that they love more than the rest of them. You're just not gonna say it out loud because you're gonna feel like that make you a terrible parent. Just make you a human being. Yeah, I like this nigga more than y'all. So what? Yeah, he my favorite. I had him first. He might look like me. He might act like me. He might have the same interests as me. That don't mean I love you niggas. I just like this nigga. Yeah, see, I'm telling you, you've been socialized to believe that's inappropriate to say out loud. It's some people who gonna say it out loud. You seen Deion Sanders walk around all the time and say, yeah, that's my favorite one right there. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Most of y'all feel like that now. You're like, but I can't say it. Look at you. You thinking about it right now. You trying to say, I love them all the same. No, you don't. No, you don't. Sometimes it be the baby. That'd be the one to get the last. That's my favorite. That's my favorite. The last one. My heart been pricked. See how you say that? You don't say the other two, my baby. But guess what? You don't have no more children, and guess what you gonna call him? That's your favorite. Because why the first one ain't your baby? Why I ain't your baby? Why he 25 and he your baby, and I'm 30 and I'm not? See how that works? It's okay. You can say it. So you the last one. You know, the same way, like, okay, if you listen to December 4, if you hear Jay-Z bum on, he's my last child, the one who ain't give me no pain. Yeah, that's your favorite. Yeah, I like them other two niggas, you know, they're all right. But he can give me no pain. He my favorite one. You know what I'm saying? According to them, she told that story before he got money. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, according to them, I don't know them people. You know what I'm saying? But go to Genesis 37. But man, Mike Glover, man, Marvin say, what's up, man? He see you in the cut. Marvin? You right there. You see me.
What's up, Marvin?
Oh no, he said, what's up, Mike Glover? He said, brother, let me do civilian work at Jacksonville, Florida, United States government. I ain't got nothing to do with that, brother. I don't work in the government.
Yeah, you don't want this government around here.
Whoa. Amazing. Come on, everybody. It's amazing.
Say Jacob dwelt in the land wherein his father was a stranger in the land of Canaan. These are the generations of Jacob.
That's Genesis 37.
Joseph, being 17 years old, was feeding the flock with his brethren, and the lad was with the sons of Bilhah and with the sons of Zilpah, his father's wives. Joseph brought unto his father their evil report. And Asherah loved Joseph more than all his children.
He did what?
Loved Joseph more than all his children.
He loved Joseph more than all his children.
Because he was the son of his old age.
Son of his old age.
He made him a coat of many colors.
Now I tell you why he loved him more, because he said this That was effectively before Benjamin was born. This was his last son. Guess what that means? That's my baby. So and then that was the child he had from the woman who he actually loved. You know what I'm saying? I know some people hear that and think, because some people be like, every time you see polygyny, you see this, that, and the third. I ain't here to argue all that, but that man didn't do all that labor to get Leah. He did all that labor to get Rachel. So obviously, he's going to have more of an inclination towards this woman because this is who I was laboring for in the first place. I didn't make an agreement for the older sister. You know what I'm saying? So that for me, that should just be common sense. If I entered into an agreement to work for 7 years for a woman, you slide me her sister, and I work another 7 years for, I really had to really want that woman. You know what I'm saying? I had to really want that woman. That's a long wait, boy. 14 years ain't no little bit of time. You know how long 14 years is, man? You don't realize how long it is till 14 years go by. How old you were 14 years ago? Leah, how old you were 14 years ago? God damn! That nigga was a child. That nigga was playing with Barbie dolls. How old you were 14 years ago? You was out here drinking liquor. You wasn't pregnant the whole year 20. When the last time we worked that into, I don't know what you're referring to. Monica, how old you were 14 years ago? So I'm a lady. I don't tell my age. All y'all were 20. That means you niggas in your mid-30s. Y'all finna get AARP in a little bit. Damn sure did. Veteran on these streets, nigga. I know she was 21. Kylie, how old you were 14 years ago? You wasn't up and say, God damn, this nigga said 9. Hell going on in here. But I say that because when you sit back and you look at that, it might not seem like it, but when you go back and look at, damn, I was 9 years old 14 years ago. I was 21 years old. That's a long time. You don't realize how many days had done passed by. And you don't realize, boy, that's a decade and a half. You got to really love that woman to work that long. I don't know if I'd like somebody that much. That's a long time. And for the free ski, I ain't even getting paid. The boy was a slave for love, man. My God, today. Yeah, we have, man, but it's not in the framework like their relationship is just more so of what their names mean. Because Rachel and Leah symbolize Israel and Judah. Yeah, it's been a long time. But go ahead, Sybil.
Saying when his brethren saw that their father loved him more than all his brethren, they hated him and could not speak peaceably unto him. And Joseph
they hated him. They couldn't do what?
Speak peaceably unto him.
Yeah, dear. Go ahead. Come on. What it was, man? Dang, what that was? I added that. Oh, I don't know what verse he was referring to in Acts. It's got to be Acts 13 or Acts 7.
What?
Come on, Acts 7:1, man. You gotta tell. I don't know what verse you talking about in Acts. Well, I know. I mean, shoot, but I know. Your favorite means the one you don't prefer. Not that you love the others, but in an emotionally charged society like America, man, your children can't hear. That's my favorite. Them niggas gonna be bad. They gonna do the same thing to him like they did to Joseph. They're gonna do the same thing.
I think that's Acts 7 and 9.
Okay, go ahead. Just go ahead and run it.
Then said the high priest, "Are these things so?" And he
Mhm.
said, "Men, brethren, and fathers, hearken. The Elohim of esteem appeared unto our father Abraham
We could say she was 17, 14 years ago.
when he was in Mesopotamia before he dwelt in Haran, and said unto him, Get you out of your country and
That's
from your
gonna say she
kindred,
was 29. God damn.
and come unto the land which I shall show you." Then came he out of the land of the Chaldeans and dwelt in Haran, and from thence, when his father was dead, he removed him into this land wherein you now dwell, and gave him none inheritance in it, no, not so much as to set his foot on. Yet he promised that he would give it to him for a possession and to a seed after him, when he has yet had no child. Now that he spake on this wise, that his seed should sojourn in a strange land, that they should bring them into bondage and treat them evil for 400 years.
Mm-hmm.
And the nation to whom they shall be in bondage will I judge, said Elohim. And after that shall
I
they
ain't got
come
no
forth
favorite book per se.
and serve me in his place. And he gave him the covenant of circumcision. And so Abraham begat Isaac and circumcised him in the 8th day. And Isaac begat Jacob, and Jacob begat the 12 patriarchs. And the patriarchs moved with envy, sold
Yes,
Joseph into Egypt, but Elohim was with him.
Say they move with what?
With envy.
And he said, who can stand before envy? You know what happened to Joseph because of envy? He got thrown in the pit where there was no water. And what they did to Yahuah, he got thrown in the pit where there was no water. You know what I'm saying? Because of envy. Because of the fact and the desire to want to replace him. You know what I'm saying? Go back to Proverbs 27 before we read that one more time. Yeah, we done took that, Sean, with that man with Ezekiel 23.
So wrath is cruel, anger is
Paul, you
outrageous.
say wrath is cruel. Tell him what it is to be cruel. Because we know the epistle letter say in James that wrath work not the righteousness of Elohim. And I seen something yesterday where we're talking about that anger literally makes you stupid biochemically. And you know what's funny about that? Because the book of Proverbs say anger rests in the bosom of fools. And it said literally that biochemically certain things cut off in your brain, which effectively means when you get angry, it makes you dumb. You know what I'm saying? And look at what the word is saying. Anger rests in the bosom of fools. It also had what I told you that we found before, that falling in love is equal to drug addiction. It's forth as the chemicals that are released in the brain. It is identical, the exact hormonal and chemical release in the brain is the same things that light up when you on cocaine. You know what I'm talking about? And that's what, but listen, that's why they want you to be like this, so you could be a junkie. You know what I'm saying? But you junkie in a different aspect. Junkie for love. You know what I'm talking about? And when you're a junkie, you need that fix. And whatever that fix is, you're going to spend money related to that fix. You know what I'm saying? And they want you to have that fix because then when the love gets separated, you can go through withdrawal so you can be stressed out. And then stress literally ages you, so we hope you die. That's like I told you, talking about that when dude was like, ain't nobody fat in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? I don't think people had heartbreak like people had now because I don't think they were taught to love like how people are taught to love here. You know what I'm saying? They said that he had love for her. I don't believe it was the emotional attachment love that we have now, just because culturally, I don't believe, not from what I don't see, I don't think that's how they were socialized. Their society was different. The aspect of what we call romantic love is a Caucasian thing. Huh? Because culturally, that's what you would have done. So if you step to a woman's father and you saying, hey, I want to marry your daughter, and he says, well, I'll betroth my daughter to you if you give me this or you do this, then culturally, that's just what they would have done. The same way when Saul told David, hey, go get them 200 foreskins of the Philistines, I'll give you my daughter, because the father's going to dictate what is required to marry his daughter. And if you want to be with that woman, then that was what you were going to do in order to be with that woman. And that's just socialization. their culture and society was not like ours. So how they approach, see, if somebody said that to you, not this nigga got me messed up because you don't know a society other than one you lived in. So that's all they would have known. Hey man, 7 years for my daughter. All right, cool. Because I saw her, I found her beautiful. I have a desire for her. I want to marry her. Same say Samson seen that woman and he say, Father, get her. I want her to wife. Notice he didn't even step to it. Your daddy gonna talk to her daddy and y'all gonna iron that out. And whatever the daddy want, that's what we gonna give. And he get to make that decision. And it's up to you to accept them terms.
He was working, but it really like live with me on this farm for 7 years.
Yeah, he was living there, and then, like, obviously he giving them room and board. You know what I'm saying? Things of that nature.
Go back to what you were saying about love. Then
Action.
Then
Yeah, feeling and performative and things of that nature because
Love.
yeah, showing love by working.
by doing this, because that's just how they were socialized.
Like, feeling like I love them.
Yeah.
Because living here in America, that's why, like I said, I wasn't angling for that because it was Valentine's Day. It was merely because I had seen something. And we had a conversation about that, about the difference between godly love and romantic love, and where does romantic love come from? Because that's not how all the world's civilizations and societies operated. Like it's somebody I knew, I seen her post, I crave something like you said, a luxurious romance. A lavish romance. So you yearning for a nigga to shower you with affection and expensive gifts and trips and things of this nature. And then I be seeing that and I be wondering, have you ever had a nigga do that for you? Because how do you crave something that no one's ever done for you? Because I be tripping on that. Now, I'm not saying I don't know if she has or she hasn't. You know what I'm talking about? But I know it's a lot of people who desire things of that nature. And you ain't never had no nigga pull up in no Bentley and come pick you up. You know what I'm saying? You ain't never had no nigga be like this here, man. We flying the Maldives. We flying the St. Croix. You ain't got no nigga who can just walk up and drop a $10,000, $15,000 bracelet or chain on your neck. You know what I'm talking about? Put a $10,000 watch on your wrist. It ain't that many niggas out here who can do that, especially not for somebody who in their 20s. I said, man, shit. You know what you looking for? No, I'd be like this. User maybe a middle or upper middle class person, but you want a nigga who's in the upper echelon, man. And the reality is, a nigga like that, he not just finna be with you.
You have 5 of this.
You know what I'm saying? Like he not just finna be with you, because he don't have to. You know what I'm saying? Now, that doesn't mean that he wouldn't. But and I say that because in general, the men who got that type of bread, you know what they're usually not? They're not godly. So in general, they don't have this aspect of I'm so emotionally attached and worshiping and obsessed and gone about you. The niggas who do got the money like that, who would do that, that's not somebody sexually that they want. Because you want the money and status he got on a more sexually appealing individual. But if he was more sexually appealing, he ain't finna do that with you. He gonna be like, oh, I got 7 of y'all. Because we were talking about this yesterday or the day before, because I knew y'all, I've been told y'all that. There's absolutely no, see, I'm glad I ain't become a millionaire because I probably wouldn't be in the work. Because if I was a millionaire before I got married, I would not get married under no circumstance at all. You know what I'm talking about? There's absolutely there's nobody can't give me 3 good reasons. Because how many you say you need for a matter to be established? 2. Can't nobody give me 2 to 3 reasons if I was worth $10 million or more why I would get legally married in the United States of America. I say that about it not being a millionaire because you don't know the mind frame you're going to have if you had that type of bread before the word comes. You know what I'm saying? You want yourself to be like, yeah, I'd follow the Lord. You don't know that with that type of bread. Your mind going to be different. The things you exposed to going to be different. And you lying to yourself if you say anything other. Now, see, some people hear that and you think, oh, you wouldn't be with a woman. I'm talking about legally. Because that contract with that type of bread, that don't make sense for you. Because it's not the woman you should be concerned with. It's the state that you live in that you should be concerned with because they the one making the ruling. It ain't no thing. I know that's what's gonna happen. Do you not know what country we live in? If you get divorced, you automatically lose. Oh, because if I'm not legally married to you, you can just leave, and I can give you whatever I desire to give you. I don't have to give you what the state mandates I have to give you. But I don't think it's nobody. I don't think there's too many people in the world that are millionaires. Like really, really in it. I don't think it's too many. I don't know of any. Not to say that there's not any, but I don't know of any that are millionaires. It could be not, because obviously we don't know every group in the country, but I don't know of any. You know what I'm saying? I know some brothers doing well, but I don't know brothers who are millionaires. You know what I'm saying? Because that joint shift a lot. I'm not saying what nobody else would do, but I had this thought process as a 17-year-old, 18-year-old. Like, if I became a millionaire, I'm not getting married. For what? For why? And this ain't for the aspect to have dalliances with other women. Why would I expose myself in a contract that is disadvantageous to me?
So you saying that if you was a millionaire, you had met somebody.
Yeah, I'm not getting legally married to her.
Yeah, I don't think
It doesn't even matter about all that. I don't care about none of that. Ain't happening. I don't trust nobody ain't no woman on this planet I would trust to the point where she'd be like, she'll never do that to me. That woman could wake up tomorrow and say, I feel different, I'm gone. And I worked all my life to build this up for this nigga to get half of it. You lying to me. See, it's different if she was with you and you ain't had nothing. And then you accrue that. Ain't nobody tripping on that. We talking about you had it and then I meet you. I'm worth $75 million and you worth $100,000. And you expect me to sign a contract that's negative to me in the name of love. So why would you get the hell out of here? You know what I'm talking about? That don't even make common sense, man. That don't even make common sense. Shalom, Sister Kelly. That don't even make common sense. You see all these dudes, these athletes, man, they get... Come on, man. Jordan had to give his wife $150 million. Now, granted, Juanita was with him when he ain't had nothing. You know what I'm saying? And Jeff Bezos' wife was there when they ain't had nothing. But then you got these other dudes, you worth $150 million, and you meet this person. Look at what Tyreek Hill baby mama wife doing to him. Now you want to come back. I mean, and you know why he was done? Because you entered into a contract. Because I'm only mentioning this. It's only mentioning because they talking about Dak Prescott. Because he asked for a prenup for his old lady. She got 2 of his kids, and she wouldn't sign it. She wouldn't sign it. And he said, I got to have side chicks. You know what I'm saying?
She should already know, man.
That's what I'm talking about. That's a lot of bread if you work all your life.
In different cities,
at that point of your life to build yourself. You know the difference is ain't no woman gonna marry no nigga with that type of bread and she ain't gonna do it. Cause I guarantee you Rihanna never marry that boy Rocky, man.
Oh yeah.
Ever.
She got more bread than him.
She ain't gonna do it. Is she wrong? No, she's not. Getting married in this country is a bad deal if you worth that kind of money.
She got like $10,000 worth of child support. She didn't get no spouse.
Because Deion Sanders wasn't making that kind of money. Them niggas didn't get paid like that back then.
Yeah, I looked at she didn't.
Man, Deion was that's in the 90s, man. Them niggas wasn't getting them bread like that. Nobody.
He was the first nigga to
Get a what can be considered to be a blockbuster contract. Shalom, Brother Mark. They wasn't getting paid like that then. Shoot, man, them boys wasn't. The NBA boys just started getting money like this. When you talking about $60, $70 million a season. Man, Jordan ain't never seen no bread like that. You know what I'm saying? Hell, Kobe wasn't getting the Shaq, then wasn't getting no bread like that. Till their career was about over with. That's when people started getting paid like that. Now, baseball players been getting paid, but they ain't really started getting paid like that till the early to maybe mid 2000s too, because Barry Bonds wasn't getting no money like that. Nigga wasn't signing no 10-year, $700 million deals.
Straight if he was.
Yeah, but he was a halftime man. Man, he wasn't getting paid. This the 90s.
My son he got dead in too.
It's the 90s.
They was back there for you.
Yeah, they weren't getting paid. It was a lot of money for the time. You know what I'm saying? But if you juxtaposing that versus what they're getting paid now, well, them boys wasn't getting paid like that. Man, they maxed, man, somebody getting a $10 million a year salary, that was, it's amazing. $10 million now is like, oh, this nigga must be trash. He's lower level player. You know what I'm saying? The elite player, and you got to understand something. This is only 30 years ago.
Maybe 10 million in the field, they think. Well, depending on the
The position, you know what I'm saying? It's a different time. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. See, women hear that jump, man, because men are the only people when coming into getting married in the United States that he's supposed to suspend all thought, logic, and reasoning in the name of love. You crazy as hell. Because I had to use all that to build all this here. Oh, you love me, so you think about them, think about it. There's one thing in life you got to know. Everything leave, whether he died, everything ends. That thought process, we're gonna be here forever. No, you're not. You ever been to a cemetery? It's a nigga dead out there right now, and his wife got her headstone right next to him. She ain't dead yet. So guess what that means? It wasn't forever, because he dead, she's still here. And she got a new husband. Nah, man. That's a lot of bread, man. You know what I'm saying? We don't consider it because we ain't got it. You know what I'm talking about? Had you $150 million, I bet you look at life different. Bet you do. You know what I'm talking about? It's easy for us to say that if you love them, nah, I'm poor. I ain't got $150 million. You know how much money that would you want to give a nigga half your bread? Look at Mary J. Blige. She's still crying about paying that man. Mary J. Blige been having to go on tour for the last 20 years to be able to pay the alimony that she got to pay this man. But you want me to volunteer for that? Got to give Uncle Sam half, then I got to give you some too? And you might get the house that I paid for and another nigga busting up your back in it? Driving my car? No. Ain't no way. I do something reasonable. Hey, we be together. We can have a ceremony. Hey, man, if we break up, I make sure we got a nice little severance package for you. But you got to get the hell on. I wish I would. And you can't live with me. Because you won't come and try to backdoor me with no common law marriage in the wrong state. No, you can't stay here. You'll stay at your own house. You can't get no mail here. You ain't making no mistakes. I heard Floyd say out of his mouth he would never get married. But the amount of money he has, why would he? I got $500 million and you want me to get married in the United States of America. Come on, man. That don't make sense, bro. See, it's not marriage and it's not the woman. It's the laws of the state that end if the marriage dissolves. It's okay if the woman want to leave. She want to leave, that's fine. But now I'm subject to the state of Florida, the state of California. That's why people who be rich like that have more houses and they live in California, but in California, when that woman filed for divorce, guess what state she went to? California. You know why? Because it's doggone community property. She gonna get half. Versus if you in Florida, it's equitable distribution. She can't. They know that people know what they be doing. Same way, I'm gonna go file child support in California. Yeah.
She stay in whatever country from Slovenia or something like that.
Yeah, that's why she went over there with his kids. You know what I'm talking about? There's no way. I would do like Derek Jeter did. I wouldn't get married till I was finished playing. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. I wouldn't have no children. I wouldn't get married till I'm finished playing. Because 60 to 70% of them get divorced within the first 3 to 5 years of finished playing. Because that woman didn't fool with you like that. She just wanted to lie. You know what I'm saying? And no. You know what I'm saying? See, but you know why we think like that? The idea of romantic love in this image you got in your brain of this rich, powerful man, this love story you're going to have. The reality of life is, that's what I see a duck. And I want the lifestyle that he can provide. And that's only the reason why I'm fooling with him. And you hope that he is starved for female companionship and intimacy enough that he would expose himself financially to something that doesn't serve him. Out of love. That nigga BOA said this one time. He said, if a woman pressed to marry you legally, she hates you. He ain't wrong, though. When you look at it from the framework of how the law is set up in the country that you live in. See, because it's not the marriage and it's not the woman, it's the laws. Those laws hate you if you got some bread. We went these years ago to a networking event. There was a white woman in there going off about her husband because he divorced her and she got to pay him alimony. That white woman was hot. Pay this bastard $20,000 of money every. Hated she going on. You could see the disdain on her face.
She was envious, huh?
She was mad because she done worked XYZ all her life and she had to pay that man. She was mad about that. I can understand. She working hard. But you want to be working hard to pay $20,000 every month? And you ain't with him no more? You say Gary Owen was on the run like a fugitive from his ex-wife. He was too. That boy was ducking and dodging getting served with them papers, man. It is what it is. I mean, but that's a different life because that's not our life. But best believe if you had a type of bread, you view life differently. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely thought like that because I wanted some money when I was young, man. And I'm like, if I don't get married before I become a millionaire when I was young, I'm not getting married. Now if I get that, no sir. No. I can be with you. I'm not finna legally marry you though. Not with that. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I knew what it took for me to get this, and somebody saying I don't want to be with you no more, and they could take it. That just didn't sit well with me. Because you're gonna still benefit off of me while not being with me. No. I ain't want to do that. Some people ain't gonna want to hear that. But again, that's all in the framework of how romantic love is framed in this country, because that's framed off of you want this man to do this based off of a feeling, versus based off of tangible things that you can see. You know what I'm saying? Because I said it equates being it equates being in love to a drug addiction. And you know what happens when you're addicted to drugs? You don't think clearly and you don't make good decisions and your judgment is skewed. You know what I'm saying? Versus when you look at what the words say godly love is, it's not the same. Because the reason why it's not the same is because emotion is not involved. Now I mentioned all that there because we were just talking about this other day, because you're socialized different. It's just like you're socialized different is a woman is more inclined to express what she doesn't like that the man is doing. You know what I'm saying? You're socialized to do that. Men aren't socialized to do that because 9 times out of 10, if he expresses it and she don't want to hear that, it ends up becoming an interaction and conversation that he don't particularly care to deal with. Or if a man is doing something that a woman don't like long enough, what's she gonna do, Sid? She gonna leave. Yeah. If a woman is doing something that a man don't particularly care for, you know what men usually don't do? They don't leave. So you know what this makes a lot of ladies think? That they're a better woman than they actually are. Because this nigga never said nothing or he didn't leave. I'm just mentioning this in general and bump the internet because y'all know that y'all ladies, y'all got friends. That's why when you hear your friends tell certain stories or other women that you know of tell certain stories, it's always the man was the problem. Because this nigga never told you, man, this hoe don't clean good. She don't brush her teeth. She don't, you know what I'm saying? She disrespectful. She a disciplinary problem. He ain't never said nothing. He just sit there and be like, well, you know, I'm with her. So she never, in her mind, she never thinks that I'm a problem. You know what I'm talking about? Because I just seen the lady say that. She said somebody been in 8 different relationships and you don't tell me the men are the problem? Now, 8 relationships as an adult is crazy. Because that's 8 niggas you been sleeping with. You got to think about that. From say you started dating from 7 to 25, baby, you ain't even let your coochie breathe. About 3 years a person. That's a lot. I see anybody, man. Dang, boy, you don't like yourself to be for a year? You got to be hooked up into somebody? 8 relationships is a lot. You would think in general, maybe somebody might be in 8 relationships in their lifetime, not before 30 or at 35. That's a lot of people, man. That's not right. What we have to do? I mean, when I say it's not right for your mental state. That's too much. Now, if you was with a woman, man, and you became a millionaire, you know what I'm saying? Especially if she was instrumental in assisting you and whatever the case may be, man, it's only right you look out for her. You know what I'm saying? That's only right. But not if I had it before I met you. Yeah, not if I had it before I met you. Mm-mm. Shoot, you seen that when Steven Jackson said he wanted that woman to sign the prenup, she wouldn't sign it. That boy say they called up the wedding the day of. Because they almost got to the point where they were finna walk down to the altar to do the ceremony, and she still refused to sign, and he called it off. Because some dudes won't call it off. Because a lot of women will respond to that like, "Oh, you must don't love me," or why are you thinking about that? Because they, you know what I'm saying? Hey, man, shoot. While I'm thinking about it, shoot, I got 165 million reasons why I'm thinking about it. Yeah, that's why I'm thinking about it. What we asking?
Proverbs 27:4. I'll give you the definition for cruel.
Go ahead.
That is oxyrew. That is cruelty or fierceness.
So you know that they had the fierceness of the cruelty. How did they show cruelty to this man? Because he hadn't did nothing wrong, and yet they exhibited wrath. Remember, he said wrath don't work the righteousness of Elohim. That's in James, Epistle of James 1, if I'm not mistaken. And of course, the righteousness of Elohim wasn't work, because what did Pilate ask them people? What evil has he done? What evil has he done? But when you got wrath, you cruel. What's the next?
And anger is outrageous.
Tell them what anger is. Outrageous at that.
Anger is got anger.
Now I mentioned this earlier, man. Anger rests in the bosom of fools, and they say biochemically, anger makes you literally stupid, makes you dumber. What's outrageous?
It is shetef. You got flood or downpour or outrageous.
You get a flood full of anger, and remember, when you look at the 6 things that are the abomination or the 7 things that Yahuah hate, you know what I'm saying? That shedding hands of innocent blood, that coming from that wrath and that anger. Because they were angry at this man. But the only reason they was angry at him because they wanted his spot. This is how the servants ruled over him. And the last one, of course, is envy is what? Who can stand before? Now, when we look at what Yahushua went through and how he stood before it, like I also want to say this here too. I forgot when they came with like the family laws that they have now, but it was in the aspect because the family laws that you have on the books for marriage and divorce now were made explicitly and specifically for white people. Now, I will say this here because this is a fact. You know, black men had the right to vote before white women. So that just tells you in general how white men feel about white women. I ain't saying that to be funny. I'm just saying that as a statement of fact. Because if they viewed you as less than 1/3 of a human being, but yet you can vote, but the own women who they supposed to be their counterpart couldn't vote, that means what's happening with it? That means they utterly despise white women. Peace, Brother Joseph, man. Utterly have to, because there's no other explanation for that. But you know, you have to always remember the laws that are on the books were never put on the books with us in mind, per se. So when they were looking at, you know what I'm saying, certain things, it was to be advantageous to white women upon separation of marriage. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's really, you know, it screws white men more than it see black men. You know what I'm saying? You just hear that more about athletes and entertainers that are black when it happens to them. But in general, white men getting screwed by this every day. And you know, that's their problem. That's their problem. You know what I'm talking about? Nevertheless, continue. Oh, no, you good on that. You can come back to lamentation. Like I say, romantic love and godly love is two different things. It's all about socialization. Because if we would have lived in the 1400s, then the way you would have interacted with the opposite gender would be different than if you lived in 425 BCE. You know what I'm saying? Because the culture is different, the society is different, the way you live, everything is going to be different. One of the biggest mistakes that we have is we have what you call recency bias. You know what that is? You know what that is, Taylor? Recency bias is that you look at everything through the realm of what's happening right now. So, like, okay, we was having this conversation, and niggas was talking about, I don't believe Will Chamberlain scored 100 points because nobody ain't seen it. So I'm looking at Kobe had the record, and Bam broke it. But the reality is you're only looking at that because that's recent in the time period that you live in. So you're going to discount anything that come before that because it didn't happen in the moment. So we have recency bias when we look on history because you judging history through the realms of the recency of the time that you live in right now. So you want to look at an ancient civilization and think they live like you live in America in 2026 when the people didn't live like that. Come on, Sugo. Lamentations 5:9.
We got our bread with the peril of our lives because of the sword of the wilderness.
Our skin was what?
Black like an oven
because of the what?
Terrible famine.
Tell them what black is, man.
That's kamar. That is to yearn, to be kindled, to be black, which means hot. To grow warm and tender, to be or grow hot. To be emotionally agitated.
To be emotionally agitated. So when we look at that, right, our skin was black like an oven because of the terrible famine. So how if it means to be emotionally agitated, what you think that means? Based on the context of the things that we've been discussing and looking at. I just got a doggone notification. I'm trying to say KD 26 points away. You know what he's 26 points away from?
You want the top leading scorer?
Damn, I thought he was going to fall for it. And say for what? No, it did say he'd be top 5 in scoring. I heard that text message said. Well, we looked at it and we've been discussing. When he said he's exceedingly sorrowful, even unto death, and things of that nature, that is being emotionally agitated. Because see, when people see that, our skin was black, they're automatically thinking it's talking about your skin tone, when it's not necessarily describing that in every instance. It's describing something else. In this instance, it's describing your skin is black based off of what you're dealing with or going through at that particular time. Because what was the point of them mentioning my skin's black like an oven because of a terrible famine? What is you being brown skin and a terrible famine? These two things ain't even mutually exclusive. Come on, verse 11.
They ravished the woman in Zion and the maids in the cities of Yahuah.
No, we talked about verse 12 last night. Go ahead.
Princes are hanged up by their hand. The faces of the elders were not honored.
They took the young men
to grind
and the children.
Fell under the wood.
Tell them what grind means, man. Benjamin. You mad, son?
That is tekon. That is the mill or grinding mill.
Go ahead. The elders what?
Have ceased from the gate.
And the young men
from their music.
We talked about that last night. Go ahead.
The joy of our heart has ceased. Our dance is turned into mourning.
We talked about that last night.
The crown is fallen from our head. Woe unto us that we have sinned.
And we talked about that last night.
For this our heart is faint. For these things our eyes are dim.
And we talked about that last night.
Because of the mountain of Zion, which is desolate, the foxes walk upon it.
Now let's take a look at this here, right? No, I didn't mean pale. Read that skin is black definition for Barry one more time.
Black like hot.
Yeah, it says black like hot.
To be black or hot. To grow warm and tender. To be or grow hot. To become hot.
To grow warm and tender.
And become emotionally agitated.
And remember, it said when he prayed, he had drops of sweat from his fell off him, looked like blood. He hot while he's emotionally agitated. What verse in Job that is specific? I know what you're talking about, but you got to mention this specific one. That's what Marvin would put on there. And give me a second to put that up there, man. Yeah, every instance you see black and skin or things of that nature doesn't necessarily mean that it's referring to his skin tone. What's that?
Job 3:5.
Come on, get Job 3:1. It could be, but a lot of times it don't. More often than not, it does. Well, you don't need no snacks, boy. Hey, you don't need no snacks, boy. You supposed to be in there learning, not chewing.
Oh, he said Job 30 and 30.
Get some water. Job 30 and 25.
Did not I
Just
weep,
let me know when you get to 30. Go ahead.
did not I weep for him that was in trouble? Was not my soul grieved for the poor? When I looked for good, then evil came unto me. And when I waited for light, there came darkness.
Hey, that's what happened with the Lord now. See, pause it. Slow it down. Fat baby, what you crying for? What you crying for? Exactly. You ain't crying for nothing. Verse 25. Hey, sit down somewhere, boy. Sit down, boy. I'm talking to you, cuz. Come on, read 25 again.
Did not I weep for him that was in trouble? Was not my soul grieved for the poor? When I looked for good, then evil came unto me.
Notice they said he did I not cry for them that was in trouble. Didn't it say he wept over Jerusalem and said if they would have known the time of their visitation, they would have been prepared. What up?
When I looked for good, then evil came unto me.
When I look for what?
Good, then evil came
He said they rewarded me evil for good. He said if I would have did the works that none other man did, they wouldn't have had sin. But now that I've come, they have no cloak for their sin, and that's where the envy come in at. Go ahead.
And when I waited for light, there came darkness.
And guess what? While he was on that stake, look, Ma'alahim, while you forsaken me, it went dark about what hour, sir? See, we don't remember.
At the night.
Look at him. He on point. Go ahead.
My bowels boiled and rested not.
Oh, no.
Not the days of affliction prevented me. Say, I went mourning without the sun. I stood up and I cried in the congregation. I am a brother to dragons and a companion to owls.
He said, I'm a brother to who?
To dragons.
Yeah, I'm a brother to serpents.
And a
Wicked
companion
niggas.
to owls.
Go ahead.
This is verse 30 right here. My skin is black upon me and my bones are burned with heat.
Now go ahead and see what black is there. Probably the same word based on the context.
Now this one is shakar. This is to be black or to be black of skin, to be dim or dark in color.
Now this one here is referring specifically to his skin tone. But his skin tone is black by reason of mourning or affliction or things of this nature. It's not necessarily a passage where I'm trying to identify that this person is black. You know what I'm talking about? Say, yet being a futurist, thinking things are better now than it was in the ancient world of this time period. Yeah, you know, like I told you before, I can't never find the book because I've been looking for it. The name of the book was It Came Before Us or something of that nature, where it showed all the technological advances that the ancient civilizations had, that they make it think like they just got, like them people had indoor plumbing in certain societies. They had that, you know what I'm saying? And I seen it where it said the Romans had it, certain African people had, like they had indoor plumbing. Like there's certain stuff they done found, technology that them people had that they haven't been able to recreate. You know what I'm saying? But they want you to believe that these people were more primitive, and the only reason why they want you to believe that is so that you can exalt and pedestalize Caucasians. Because they want you to believe that all advancement of civilization is due to white involvement. Like even that general I was telling you about, Major General Smedley Butler, who they said they were going to use to be the dictator in the coup d'etat to overthrow the government in 1933. They wanted to discredit him because he was a pacifist. You know what I'm saying? This man fought all these wars, and then after fighting him, he realized, oh, y'all playing us. And they believe, oh, he just made that up to drum up support for his point of view. But he said he really didn't agree with the imperialist intervention of the United States of America. Because when they go in these other countries, the first thing they go in and tell them people is what? Your way of living ain't right. You need to live like us. Like there was a conversation being had about Islam. You know what I'm saying? About not letting Islam come through and take over. You know what I'm saying? But like Madal said, like How you think them people feel when you go in their country and tell them their way of living ain't right? You need to live like us, and then you shocked when the people resist you because they've been living like this. Like them people don't be like it when them white folks come over there, man, trying to tell them how to live. And we were discussing the very thing that we've went through the book and shown you. The Bible does not teach whether old covenant or new covenant. Going and forcefully converting people to the word. Now, Islam says you got to convert or die. You familiar with that? You familiar with that? Yeah, Islam say convert or die. The Quran allude to it. The Hadiths allude to it. Like, hey man, you gotta give inshallah and worship Allah or die. You know the Bible don't do that. You know what I'm saying? There's nowhere in the text where you can ever see Israelites at any time in the text going for forcefully conquering other people to make them worship Yahuah. Can't find it. It ain't there. You know what I'm saying? So it's a different thought process. Would that verse 10 line up with the famine of the word? Verse 10 or what? Because I don't know what you're referring to because he read something. Oh, no. No, I wouldn't. I think if there was a famine for the word as forth as Amos, I don't think anybody who was would be emotionally agitated because of it. They might be excited. Go to where that's at, man. I think it's Amos 5, man. No, it's Amos 8. My bad. You can pick it up at 7 if you would.
Yahuah have sworn by the excellency of Jacob, surely I will never forget any of their works. Shall not the land tremble for this, and everyone mourn that dwell therein? And it shall rise up wholly as a flood, and it shall be cast out and drowned as by the flood of Egypt.
Yep.
And it shall come to pass in that day, saith Yahuah Elohim, that I will cause the sun to go down at noon. Y'all
already know what that's referring to. Go ahead.
And I will turn your feasts in the morning.
And obviously they turn Passover in the morning.
And all your songs in the Lamentations.
And we just read from Lamentations where they sung a hymn and then it got turned into sadness.
And I'll bring up sackcloth upon all loins.
Baldness.
Upon every head.
I will make it as the morning
of an only son.
You know that's Yaked, only begotten.
And the end thereof as a bitter day.
Behold.
The days come, saith the Lord Elohim, I will send a famine in the land.
Not a famine of
bread
or a thirst for
water,
but a hearing
the words of Yahuah.
And
they shall wander from sea to sea, from the north even to the east.
And they shall run
to and fro to seek the word of Yahuah.
And shall not
find it.
Now, why would there be, this is the question. Why would there be a famine in the land for the word in the first place? What does the text tell you that would necessitate something like that occurring? That's what I want to know. That's what Joe said. He want to know. You like that song, huh? You turned your head and you heard that. That nigga Joe was suck. That nigga Joe was singing about taking other niggas' old ladies, man. That nigga was a dirty Mac and sucker.
He's gonna be doing like Jezebel, killing prophets, killing the workers all the evil. So the word ain't been from before.
Oh no, not that one here. Not
that one.
Not that time. Not this time.
When he said the people gonna have to come up, and if they don't bring the gifts,
not this time. Not this time. No, it's something real specific and explicit that'll cause a famine to come forth with that word, man. And it ain't gonna have nothing to do with people who got some evil machinations, if you would. Though they do have some evil machinations, but not to the level like what Darius just mentioned. What Darius mentioned is, okay, they trying to stop the word from going forth, what the beast them got going on. But it's something else more specific and explicit that'll stop that word from coming forth. Because he said, tell them what famine is by definition. Because he said, because these are individuals going forth to look for it. Can't find it. It ain't even not.
This is Ra'ab. You got famine or hunger. You got famine in land or nation, or of Yahuah's word.
Now, what's something that an individual could do to cause a famine for the word, man? Let's see what somebody got to say about that. They got nothing to do.
If you kill all the prophets,
that wouldn't stop the word of Yahuah by forever. They couldn't stop that if they wanted to. That's it. Go to Proverbs 1, man. Verse 19. This one could help cause a famine right here. This right here. I just wanted you to think a little differently. Because I know you're going to think about somebody persecuting, but this is not persecuting here. Because remember, also in the context of what's going on, at least from here, what you got going on, they rejected the Son of God in this instance. Or what you read from verse what? 9, 10, right? Ain't that what going on? Sid? Now listen to this here, bro. Proverbs 1 and 19. Come on.
He says, so are the ways of everyone that is greedy of gain, which take away the life of the owners thereof.
Go ahead.
Wisdom cry without. She utter her voice in the streets.
She do what in the street?
Utter her voice in the streets.
What happened?
She cry in the chief place of concourse and openings of the gates. In the city she utter her words, saying,
What'd she say?
how long, you simple ones, will you love simplicity?
How long?
And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge.
Fools hate what?
Knowledge.
Fools hate what?
Knowledge.
What else?
Turn you at my reproof.
Turn you at my what?
Reproof.
What's going to happen?
Behold, I will pour my rock unto you.
I will make my what?
I have known my words.
If you turn at my reproof, he going to do what?
Make my words known.
He going to pour out his what?
Ruach unto
And make his what?
words known unto you.
What's going to happen after that?
Because I have called and you refused. I stretched out my hand and no man regarded.
You didn't listen.
But you have said that nothing, all my counsel, none of my reproof.
None of my reproof.
Also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear comes.
Mm.
When your fear comes as desolation, and your destruction come as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish come upon you, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer.
I will not what?
I will not answer.
There'll be a famine for the word at that point.
They shall seek me early, but they shall not find
There'll
me.
be a famine of the word at that point.
For they that hated knowledge did not choose the fear of Yahuah. They would none of my counsel. They despised all my reproof.
This is the reality of what the most direct reason which would cause a famine for the word, because the people were rejected. And if you rejecting it, what are you going to? Let's show another instance of this. Go to Matthew 10, see? Verse 14. I say the other instances are fair. Obviously, a man persecuting, he going to want to try to limit it. But we don't never sometimes look at the aspect of, the word there, and you turning it down. So if you turning it down, you think he going to keep coming with it? Now he gonna stop it. Now you looking to and fro for it. But why you looking to and fro for it? Because you turned it down from the jump street. Now you want it, and now it ain't out there. Ain't no dope on the street. Because when we were serving, you ain't want to come cop. You be like, nah, man. They got some better dope over there at the mosque. They got some better dope over there over here. They got some better dope at the idol of my own heart, man. There's better dope over there. No, go buy from over there. Now when you like this, say, nah, this dope is trash. Let me go holler at y'all shop, man. He ain't trapping over there no more. Where y'all at? Because famine dealing with that drought. I asked y'all that the other day. Boy, you ever been in a drought, boy? Be glad you ain't never been in see, you know what I'm saying? It's different when you like, hey, man, your business slow. But that's done different when, boy, hold on, man. Pimp C told you about this here, man. Say, I got $20,000 trying to turn it to 100, and ain't nobody got no dough. So niggas tend to smoke. He's saying bad habits do exist. You know what I'm talking about? Because, boy, when you sit back, boy, you got 20 racks, and you trying to turn it into 80, and ain't nobody got no work. But you know what happens in droughts in these streets, man? Niggas die. Because niggas go to rob. Because who got it? I'm taking. And effectively, when I mentioned that there, man, that's right, Dave. He removed his presence. And when he removed his presence, that's what caused the famine. You know what I'm saying? It's not always necessarily an external force of persecutors. Though there are instances that would be the case. Obviously, with the beast, because he gonna want to persecute anybody who bring in the word. But the number one thing that'll cause the famine is the rejection. That word come, you turning it down. Matter of fact, what I just asked you to read. Go ahead and run that. Then we'll go to 2 Chronicles 36.
It said, whosoever shall not receive you nor hear your words, part of that house or city, shake off the dust of your
Shake
feet.
off the dust of your feet.
Truly I say unto you, it shall be more tolerable for the land of Sodom and Gomorrah in the day of judgment than that city.
So what that sound like? It's going. If he say shake the dust off your feet, that means it's going to be a famine. They're going to be running to and fro looking for that word. And guess what, Johnny? They ain't going to find it. They ain't going to find it. It ain't going to be there. Why? Because when I called, you didn't answer. So you think he finna keep giving you that and you turning it down? 2 Chronicles 36, man, verse 12. And that's what a lot of people get. Because I was just talking, I be telling people this here all the time who be, because I just told you I was talking to a little dog about this here because he was like, he was going through it. And we read about the 9 things to slide up. I'm like, bro, man, if people don't want to hear it, you got to, it's over with. I'm not finna keep talking to you. I'm not finna keep talking to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, man, it is what it is. I done had a lot of people, oh, why you believe what you believe? I'm going to share that. Now, I just said this here before we started because my dog asked me this here. This is something we done went over before. Because one of our homegirls asked, okay, if somebody don't have one of the gifts of the Spirit laid out in 1 Corinthians 12, could you consider them spiritually dead? How would you have answered that? I'm going to tell you what I told her. How would you have answered that, little John? If you don't have the things laid out in 1 Corinthians 12, let me see if we go to 1 Corinthians 12. We hold in 2 Chronicles chapter 36, verse 12. By the way, it's probably verse 15 what I want, but I'll see what 12 say. But go to 1 Corinthians 12, man. Read me about verse 10. Really, give me 4. We start with 4.
See, now there are diversities of gifts, but the same Ruach. There are differences of administration, but the same Lord.
Indeed.
There are diversities of operations, but it is the same Elohim,
Indeed.
which work all in all. But the manifestation of the Ruach is given to every man to profit withal.
What's
For
that?
the one is given by the Ruach the word of wisdom, to another the word of knowledge by the same Ruach, to another faith by the same Ruach, to another the gifts of healing by the same Ruach, to another the working of miracles, to another prophecy, to another discerning of spirits, to another diverse kinds of tongues, to another the interpretation of tongues. But all these work that one and the self-same Ruach, dividing to every man severally as he will.
Now listen, now her question was, if an individual doesn't possess these things, are they spiritually dead? How would you answer that, Lord John?
In the most technical term, I guess, yeah, because at that point, if you don't have a spirit, you would need a spirit. If you don't have a spirit, you need spiritually dead.
That's not what she asked. She asked, if you don't have those gifts that are enumerated, are you spiritually dead?
I don't really understand the question.
She said, if you don't have the gifts of the Spirit, are you spiritually dead?
Because everybody not giving the teach or whatever, so I'll say no to that.
I said no.
Now, as far as walking in the fruits of the Spirit, that's different. Having gifts, yeah, that's different.
Now, I'm going to tell you what I told her. There's no way you can be spiritually dead with a life-giving spirit in you. Just because you don't have the gifts of said spirit does not mean that you're spiritually dead, because you're equating the life of the spirit based off your ability to do something.
I'm just looking at it. He said that he gives it to every man as he will. So
Yes, and that's what people miss that. He can have a desire. I'm not giving you no other gift than the gift of the Spirit itself. It's occupied till I come. Now they spring out of this. Well, Madal asked, well, how do you know if somebody got the Spirit? Well, the book tell you by the fruits thereof. He was like, well, that's subjective. And I'm like, and of course, I would tell him, like, his response was fair because they don't have the time to go through all that. When you list those fruits of the Spirit, you feel me? So now I'm like this here. No, it's not subjective. Each word has a definition. You can define what that looks like from the word as the evidence of what that is. Like you say, okay, how do you define what peace look like? Okay, what does shalom mean? Completeness, wholeness, soundness. Then you could go in the text, you can see what that look like. What does temperance mean? It means self-control. That's taking up your stake daily and following him. That's mortifying your members. That's ceasing from sin. You can go in the text, see what that look like. So like what he said when he said, hey, a good tree don't bring forth corrupt fruit, and a corrupt tree don't bring forth corrupt fruit, and you shall know them by their fruits. And I mentioned this here because truth be told, in the word, everybody say they got the Spirit. Of course, y'all not around people who say this, but everybody say they got it. Cool. You're not supposed to fuss, fight, and argue with them about whether they have it or not. The text tells you how to simply identify his presence. And that's all you got to look at, and you ain't got to say a word. Like I told, I say, but it's not about how much doctrine a nigga can spit. Because there are men who have the lowest level of doctrine. When I say level, not that it's bad, but they have more exemplary traits of this man's spirit than the most doctrine-fied nigga you'd ever want to see. who can break this down and break this down and break this down, but he unfaithful. He lack joy. He ain't got no peace. He's unfaithful. He wicked as hell. I said our problem is that we don't see, especially in the age of the internet, you're not looking at how this nigga really lives his life. His character traits, how he exhibits that. We don't look at that. Listen, before you was in the word, going to church, they're not telling you to look for none of that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you got to know they ain't got the Holy Ghost if they ain't in here dancing and screaming and shouting and it's a rum. He ain't got none. Meanwhile, he's smashing everybody's wife. Meanwhile, he's a drunk who beat on his wife. Meanwhile, she is a malicious, cantankerous, spiteful, jealous, envious, slew-footed whore. But she coming here with the nice church hats and she passing out peppermints, and you think this is a godly woman. Ain't no God in that woman, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I told brother, I say, where is the exhibition of it? What did he say? I'm merciful, gracious, abundant in goodness and truth, long suffering, showing mercy on the thousands, and forgiving. He said, what do I delight in? Judgment, loving kindness, and righteousness. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, that's what you're supposed to be looking for. But you're not looking for that. You're looking for the nigga with the fly outfit, the most intricate breakdowns and doctrines and this, that, and the third. Because you know why? Because if an individual is going to pause and say, hey, no, this is reflective of this behavior, it's going to have to force you to hold a mirror and look at yourself. And people would rather not do that because they're not actually in the word for the renewing of the days of old. You know what I'm talking about? Because that's what it said. I'm not on that page. That's what it said in Lamentations 5. Renew us as the days of old. That means to make us new and repair us. So if you're being made new, that means you're a new creature. And if you're a new creature, Sylvia, what the book say? He don't know. He looking on his book. He looking on his phone.
I'm not.
It means old things are passed away. You understand? Now I did all that to get us to that point, but come back to 2 Chronicles 36. You can pick it up at verse 12. Because remember, we talked about that before. You got congregation tell people if you don't speak in tongues, you ain't got a spirit. The book don't say that. That man didn't say you had to have any of those things. As you mentioned, he said he gives to these men severally as he wills. But we like to feel like we get to make the determination of these factors. That's not a determination you get to make. That's his determination to make. Come on, sir.
It said he did that which was evil in the sight of Yahuah as Elohim, and humbled not himself before Jeremiah the prophet, speaking from the mouth of Yahuah. And he also rebelled against King Nebuchadnezzar, who had made him swear by Elohim, but he stiffened his neck and hardened his heart from turning unto Yahuah Elohim Yasharal. Moreover, all the chief of the priests and the people transgressed very much after all the abominations of the heathen, and polluted the house of Yahuah, which he had hallowed in Jerusalem. Yahuah Elohim their fathers sent to them by his messengers, rising up betimes and sending, because he had compassion on his people and on his dwelling place. But they mocked the messengers of Elohim
and misused them,
and despised his words, misused his prophets, until the wrath of Yahuah arose against his people, till there was no remedy.
Once the wrath arose, see, then he said, till there's no remedy, right? Read me Proverbs, what it is, 29:1.
He that being often reproved harden his neck shall suddenly be destroyed, and that without remedy.
You think this man finna keep bringing, you think it's gonna be not gonna be a famine in the land if you keep hardening your neck? Remedy means no help. You can give him the definition of it. No healing.
That's marpe, health, healing, or cure.
No healing. Can't be no, the word is what heal you. You think you finna get a word and you keep rejecting it? But people don't realize that because we talked about it before. What people always tell you, you always got what? Got time. No, man, you ain't always got time, man. That man ain't finna keep coming out. You think somebody finna, and that be the problem. See, this is gonna go to the other thing what they teach you with romantic love in America. They tell you as a man, if the woman tell you no, to be like Aaliyah. You know what Aaliyah told you to do? Yes, she did, but we ain't talking about that one. She told you to dust yourself off and try again. No, I ain't trying again. Because you told me no. And you know why you told me no? Because you didn't like me. You didn't want what I was selling. You didn't believe what I was saying. You didn't value what I had. But I'm only saying that because in a lot of romantic movies and TV shows, what do they have this man doing? Steady coming back to back to back. They'll try to win this woman over. Same way they like this here, right? They put these in these movies too. You see these niggas do this in real life. It'd be a dude, he liked the chick when they were young. She was getting ground and pounded. And he's sitting back waiting on this chance to be with her after she been ran through. After the niggas who she really want was done with her. Now here you go. I always loved you. Sir, she's been with 52 and a half men. You know what I'm talking about? And here you go. You want to love. This is what they teach. This is how young men get socialized, coach. Do every man pick up on that socialization? No, but a lot do though. You got to have very low self-esteem to sit around waiting on a woman who is out here just being promiscuous, hoping that she'll one day want you 10, 15 years down the line. Because she don't like you like that, because she could have got with you 10 years ago. When she was at her best and she had no emotional and mental, you know what I'm talking about, trauma of any sort, she could have got with you then. But you know why she didn't get with you then? Because she knew you was going to be sitting around waiting for your turn after these niggas was done with her. She knew you would be goofy enough to do that. Because you got to be the goofiest of the goofy to do that. You can't be sitting around pining around for no woman, man, for that long, hoping for your chance. See, you shaking your head. It's a lot of niggas do that jump. You got to teach your sons, don't be stupid like that. Because guess what? It's a lot of women who tell their daughters that that's what a nigga should do. I just seen a lady say, if a man asks me out on a date, if he don't pull up with something, flowers, my favorite candy, man, I don't even know you. I don't even know you. You want me to do all that for the right to take care of you? Man, what that fat nigga be saying, man, back to the apartments with you. Back to the apartments with you. But I'm only mentioning not to ridicule ladies, but to ridicule the aspect of romantic love, how it's sold in this society. I can't be mad at the women. They just bought what they were sold. And you can't be mad at the men because they bought in what they were sold, and this is how these interactions are supposed to go. And that's why you have the fragmenting of the family. That's why you don't got no love between each other. That's why the children all messed up. You know, of course, both sides are culpable for playing that game, but they didn't create the society and the programming that caused them to think like this anyway. Because the reality is, a lot of ladies think that this is how we do it in America, is how it's been throughout time. And you know why they think like that? Because when they do period pieces movies, what do? They frame it like that. So you see something from medieval times, or you see a movie about ancient Egypt or ancient Greece, and they frame it like they frame it how we live now. So in your mind, because you don't know, because you're not culturally astute, which why would you care about ancient cultures and humanities if that's not a personal interest of yours, or you do that for a living? You're going to think this is how people always live. When they do Bible movies, they frame it like that. It don't be no godly love and nothing they got going on. It's all framed for the purposes of heightened drama for your entertainment, because if it was godly love, you change the channel. You know why? Ain't no excitement. Why you think y'all be watching Real Housewives and all this other stuff? Because of the contention, the drama that they add to it. If these were healthy, normal, loving people, it wouldn't be nothing to watch. You know why? Because people don't like healthy. Because it's going to remind them that they're unhealthy. So I don't want to look at that. I need to look at a crazy nigga who cheat on his wife. I need to look at a freaky hoe. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? For real, man. It's very few people who can see shows like that and see them for what they are. Fictitious pieces of entertainment for your enjoyment to laugh at them. Because it ain't real. But what do people, when I say ain't real, not that it's fabricated on the show, though some elements of it are fabricated, but this is nothing to look at and have any endearment to model yourself after, period. There's nothing you can gain from it but a laugh. I see them shows the same way I used to look at horror movies. I'm gonna laugh because it ain't real. Nigga, Freddy ain't real. This is funny. I just seen a clip where they say, shout out to the only nigga who fought Jason. It was the crazy nigga from OG Bobby Johnson. You know what I'm talking about? The nigga who was slobbing? That nigga got caught each one. Man, Mike, man, look at man. Jason hit that nigga one time. Boom! You know what I'm saying? When you get to a certain age and you know that's not real, now if you're young and you don't know it's real, nigga, that's gonna scare the hell out of you. You know what I'm talking about? But when you get to a certain age and you know it's not real, if you like me, you may laugh at that. Nigga knock his head off. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. Nigga looking at Real Housewives, man. You got women who really want to be like these women. Dress like them, move like them. These are unhealthy people.
Like wrestling, but worse.
But worse. You know what I'm saying? These are unhealthy people. But you like the entertainment of the unhealthy, toxic, negative interaction. Because if these were loving, caring people that were thoughtful and considerate, you wouldn't watch it. Because there would be no excitement. Because that's what people don't like to acknowledge. You like the excitement of negativity. You don't want to see the monotony of healthiness because it will reflect that there's something wrong with you. I don't want to look at that. Why you think women who whores don't want to look at women who not whores? They got to be reminded, I'm a whore. A nigga who lazy, he don't want to watch no man who get up and go outside every day and build things and take those small incremental steps of being the successful individual that he has defined in his mind of what success is. Because of course, I told you that before, man. Of course, you have a definition of success, but there's actually no linear, you know what I'm saying, definition of success. That's going to be to each individual person. Some people won't feel like they're successful if they don't make $20 million. And another person would be successful if I was able to, hey, I bought a house, I married a woman, we had some kids, you know what I'm saying? We take a vacation every year, you know what I'm saying? We got some Roth IRAs and some stuff to get in when we die. They'll be like, I've achieved what I set out to do. You know what I'm saying? And I'm good with that.
I'm content.
I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know your man's ain't gonna go for that. Jason Black just feel like you just supposed to just, everybody, that's not everybody's life. Everybody don't want that. But of course, he has a different type of mindset of what success is to him. Success to him is some Bentley Bentagas and this, that, and the third. Some people can have the bread for a Bentley. I don't want a Bentley. I want a boat. Because the success to me is I can go outside every day and go fishing. You know what I'm saying? Some people's success to them is that I could build a life to where if my wife was doing X, Y, Z, she ain't got to do that no more. She can go do whatever she wants. In his mind, he is successful. For some people, I had kids. I want them to go to college and get their degree. And to them, that's whether you agree that's success or not, it doesn't matter. That's success to them. The biggest mistake, of course, especially living in America, because everybody want to compare themselves off of other people, is you judging your success based off what this person is or isn't doing. When you have to judge success based off what you determine it to be for your life. The same way we talk about, okay, buying a house. Buying a house ain't for everybody. For some people, that's what they want to do, and for other people, don't fit my model. But guess what? Some people who feel like you should buy a house do. They want to ridicule you for not buying one. And then people who don't want to buy one ridicule people for buying one. It don't make no difference to me. Did it work for you? Yeah, well, shoot. All right. Outstanding. The same way some people are like, oh, your wife work? Because that's what she want to do, nigga. My wife don't work. Well, good for you. You know what I'm saying? Niggas is weird. Say your cousin did that. He waited for a childhood friend, and when she got divorced, he came back and married her, and she passed away a few years later. Damn. The name sounds
He's like a motivational speaker. He said it's success is a progressive, basically like implementing a worthy idea. Like
yeah.
Working towards something.
You're working towards something. You know what I'm saying? Just like in gym, man, just, progressive overload. Just incremental steps to whatever it is that you set. And nobody can't really define that for you. You have to define that for yourself. You know what I'm saying? I can't tell you. See, this is now what we're doing right now is success is only defined by one thing in it. That's receiving the Ruach and entering into his kingdom. See, that's across the board, no matter what it is. That's success. If you ain't get that and you don't get in there, you didn't succeed. Outside of that, look at, man, you got some people who create a business, man, and their desire is, I want $3 million in annual revenue and I'm successful. Some people be like, if I can make $250,000 a year in annual revenue, that's successful for me. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be subjective to the individual. You know what I'm saying? And once you realize that, then you won't get caught up in what they got going on. They say that's exactly why she stopped watching a lot of TV. Too much gloom and doom and drama. Jessica say drama sells. They do. I told you this before. That's why when you look at Bible movies, because a lot of the nuance and the interaction is not in there, because that's not what it's for. They have to interject that stuff in there. And a lot of people think when you see these narratives of biblical movies that this is how these people live because they got 21st century ideals and mindsets in a first century or pre-AD time period when these people didn't think of live like this. Because you know why? Because you would realize that certain parts of human history were effectively boring. That's how we would define boring. They didn't have any excitement. No. They went up, they went to work, they went home to their family, and they got up and did it all over again. Like I said, them people didn't sit around and say, we need to take a vacation to Egypt. You know what I'm saying?
Make it back.
You know what I'm saying? That's not something that they did because that's just not how they lived. The world that they were in didn't necessitate that being their reality. You know what I'm saying? And again, to reiterate, that doesn't mean you wrong if you want to take a vacation. What I'm talking about is that you have to understand the world that they were in and the world that you are in are not the same. So when you read certain things in the text, they give you the understanding culturally of why they did the things that they did, or they loved the way that they loved, or they moved the way that they moved. Because they didn't have all this here, man. I told you before, them people ain't had no date night. There was no such thing. They didn't do that. St. Quentin talking about you need to bring back courting. Courting is not they say that's traditional. Traditional to who? Because that's the thing that they say you want a traditional wife. Traditional to who? Whose tradition? See, that's what you don't ask yourself. I say that because if you talk to Jewish people, they don't view the book like you view the book. They look at that. They don't look at it as a religious text. They look at it as these are our traditions. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what tradition means by definition. You got traditions, Civic, you got some traditions you do, man? Civic say every morning I get up and I make a biscuit. Just one singular biscuit. That's the tradition. Every morning. When you look at tradition, it's a belief, custom, or practice passed down through generations within a culture, family, or group. And it symbolizes shared values or history. You know what I'm saying? Tradition, for lack of a better term, would be the 4th of July in the United States of America. You know what I'm saying? For some families, what they do on Thanksgiving and Christmas, that's their tradition. This is passed down. So when somebody says, I want a traditional woman or traditional wife, you would have to ask, according to whose tradition? Because you'll hear people say that, correct? But that's the tradition of Caucasians. Because if you're talking about biblically what a traditional wife is, it's not what they define it. I see people don't think that far down the line. Because dude got upset. He told me, see, y'all want a traditional wife? I said, I don't want no traditional wife. I want a godly wife. You can keep a traditional wife. I don't want no June Cleaver nigga. That don't line up with what we got going on. I don't need no Leave It to Beaver. Oh, you don't know who that is? You ain't never watched Leave It to Beaver? That's unfortunate. Your husband know who that is. So you don't know who Archie Bunker is either, huh? God damn! But you know who George Jefferson is, huh?
I mean, I know who it is, but I don't know.
You know Archie Bunker?
She said she ain't know who that is. Tell that nigga ain't sit around and watch Nick at Night. There's no way you could. There's no way you watch Nick at Night. So how you seen Gilligan's Island and not All in the Family? Or the Jeffersons?
I know the other one.
Or Leave It to Beaver?
The short dude, what's his mom? Black man who died. Who's talking about
This nigga talking about different strokes.
Oh man, he's funny.
That was in the 80s though. That show was in the 80s. The Jeffersons is in the late 70s and early 80s. The Jeffersons was a spinoff from All in the Family. You ain't had to like it. So you didn't know Laverne and Shirley either, huh? Damn.
That's right. I don't know the people.
I ain't sure none of them TV shows wasn't on when I was nigga Laverne and Shirley, nigga. I wasn't born yet. You know how I seen Laverne and Shirley, nigga? Because they used to play that junk. If you ain't go to school on Channel 30, that's what's coming on in the afternoon. Laverne and Shirley was a spinoff from the Happy Days, the 90s. You don't know about Happy Days? You don't know about the Farms? It was before my time too. Nigga, I wasn't alive when Happy Days was on TV. Nigga. I wasn't alive when Laverne and Shirley was on. I'm talking about shoot. My daddy might have been a teenager. You know what I'm saying? My mama might have been a teenager when them shows was on. Man. Nigga, I existed in nothingness at that particular time. You know what I'm saying? No, these were sitcoms.
Yeah. A lot of white people.
Matlock came on in the 90s.
Like, only white shows was done from on.
No, what I'm telling you this here, like these were shows that would be on in syndication. That if you ain't go to school, you know what I'm saying, and you home in the middle of the day, that's what you're gonna see, just like Three's Company. Skipping, nigga, I was 6, 7, 8 years old.
Right.
Because I wasn't in school, nigga. You can't skip in elementary school. Not in the 80s. You ain't go to school because you was either suspended or your people left you home. You said you watched almost all them shows? Yeah, we seen them in syndication, man. When there wasn't airing live. You know what I'm talking about? Nigga, shoot. What's the other one, man? What's the show Carol Burnett had, man? Not the Carol Burnett show, but the other. No, that was the other lady with the redhead lady. No. The Vicky junk, man. I can't remember her name. No, she was on the Carol Burnett show, but it's another. Hold on.
Oh, Mama's Family?
Yeah, I think that was it. The who? You watch who? The Nanny. I mean, I can tell you, I watched the Golden Girls live because that came on. No, it wasn't Lucille Ball, it was another lady. That came on in the 80s because there was 2 shows that came on together, Golden Girls and Empty Nest. Because I used to watch that with my granddad. I mean, they came on, Empty Nest came on first. It's in the late 80s. You know what I'm saying? No. I didn't miss anything. I didn't like the show. It sucked. It was no good. No, my mom used to watch that junk. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. That's what he just said at Mama's House. That's the name of the show I was talking about. Yeah, give me a break. You know what I'm saying? You look like you was a fame. I'm going to live forever. Man, you don't know, give me a break. Give me a break came on in the 80s. Yeah, that came on in the 80s. Yeah, came on in the 80s. I mean, Golden Girls came on in the 80s. So a lot of shows came on in the 80s. I can't remember all them damn shows. So it's trash now, though. Oh, these TV shows trash. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's a lot of shows used to come on, man. I was just telling them niggas didn't know The Simpsons was a spinoff. Simpsons used to be on, The Simpsons was a segment, because I remember looking at it. on the Tracy Ullman show. The Tracy Ullman show was a variety show. When Fox first started, it was Living Color, Tracy Ullman show. What's the nigga's name? Married with Children. You don't know about Married with Children? God damn! Married with Children got to be one of the greatest comedies you'd ever want to see in your life. Al Bundy? That nigga don't know Al Bundy? Man, look here, man. That show got to be one of the funniest damn shows you'd ever see in your life, man. You don't know Al Bundy? Oh, Barry mentioned What's Happening. Man, that nigga don't know Al Bundy. Yeah, you just might want to put in Married with Children highlights on YouTube. I'm telling you, I had D in here looking at him one time. You know, no, she wasn't. She was in here dying laughing. Shoot, nigga. You know how stuff pop up in your YouTube algorithm and you just let the videos play? That's what happened one night. That show is hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. You say Al and the neighbor didn't get along in real life? I think they did. That lady was a lesbian. Yeah, Marcy Darcy, she was a lesbian in real life. Yeah, you say like, I see Brother Robert mentioned that, like, and because that's what Fox led with. It was, you know, Tracy Ullman show was a variety show. The Simpsons was a part of that show, and then it became a show, and it outlasted every show that started on Fox to this day, because then it was a Living Color, then they came with Martin, and they came with Living Signal. You don't know Living Color?
I know it. I didn't like Martin. I just didn't like him.
Oh, Lord. Why have you married her? She ain't black.
I just didn't.
You like white people show. Hey, man, shoot. That nigga show was hilarious. You like the Wayne show?
Oh, I do.
Get the hell out of here.
Wayne show was on.
But she said she ain't like Martin, though, but you like the Wayne. Nigga, the Wayans is not funny. That nigga.
I'm straight on
Oh, that television show was Tracy Ullman show. Yeah, Tracy Ullman show. I'm not talking about the stand-up, man. I'm talking about the television show. The whole cast in and of itself, and it just wasn't him. Yeah, it just wasn't him. Tisha Campbell was funny on that show. Tisha Arnold was funny on that show. Y'all had mercy on his soul. The dude, his real name is Tommy, if I'm not mistaken. He was funny as hell. The nigga who played Cole. This nigga say the Steve Harvey show. Steve Harvey show was mid. Steve Harvey show was what he wished he could have been by biting hanging with Mr. Cooper, nigga. Hanging with Mr. Cooper was funny. Right. I was selling crack by that time. I ain't care.
I can't argue with that. It's Fresh Prince number 2. I can't argue.
Oh, I ain't watching no Fresh Prince. Not no 2026. I'm straight on that. I done seen all them episodes. I don't need to see them again. I'm not watching that. I'm not watching none of these shows no more. Honestly, I done seen them all. I'm not watching none of that stuff. Not the whole show. Got to be a clip. I'm not watching no show. Nigga, I seen all them Fresh Prince episodes live. You know what I'm talking about? I seen them in syndication. Yeah, I'm straight on that. I done seen enough Will Faggot Smith for my lifetime. I seen enough. Come on, man. No, all jokes aside, man, I say like, nigga, I was a 10, 11, 12 years old whenever Fresh Prince came on. Like, nigga seen the episodes every week. Then they go into syndication and you at the house or you trapping. I done seen it again. I don't have no desire at 45 years old to watch that. All right. I don't want to look at it. Not now. I don't want to look at nothing now. I mean, shoot. You got to realize something. If you ain't had cable, nigga, that's what you watching. I ain't watching that either. I done seen enough of them. I had my time. I'm good. I had my time. I ain't gonna. It's 23, and I don't even want them. Seinfeld was hilarious. It's white people in their element. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to look at it now. I only say that now because I've seen them all. You got to remember, you trapping, you in the house, TV on. I've seen them all. Yeah, I'm good on that.
That Married with Children, that show real American family right there.
That junk was hilarious. You got a dumb son, a whore's daughter, a whore's wife, and a miserable father. Shoe sales. Come on, Sibbo. Yeah, but the lady Marcy Darcy, she actually directed a lot of them shows towards the end, but she was a lesbian in real life, though. I forget what her name is. Amanda Burst, that's her name. She was a lesbian.
You go with 2 Chronicles 36.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I be having flashbacks, stuff like that, man. You know, that stuff like 30 years ago. 35, really. You know what I'm saying? Married with Children first came on, what, I was about 35 years ago. Y'all see, y'all too young. All y'all ever known was Fox. It wasn't no Fox when I was a jit. Well, you know what I'm saying? Hell no. It wasn't nothing but ABC, CBS, and NBC, and that was it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was it. Come on with it, man. Come on back to Lamentation 5. We in verse 18.
Because of the mountain of Zion, which is desolate, the foxes walk upon it.
Come over here to Luke 13. What it is? 26? Make sure. Dukes of Hazzard and Punky Brewster. They don't know nothing about neither one of those. Yeah, that's what, when you was wearing Daisy Dukes, you got it from Dukes of Hazzard. Luke 13 and 31. Because that was the name of one of the characters. Daisy Duke. I ain't know she was from Winter Park. Ain't Winter Park by Orlando?
Winter Park, Florida?
Yeah, it's by Orlando.
Shoot, they ain't gonna say that it is. Shoot, that's a whole different city.
The same day there came certain of the Pharisees saying unto him, Get you out and depart hence, for Herod will kill you. And he said unto them, Go you and tell that fox, Behold, I cast out devils, and I do cures today and tomorrow. On the third day I shall be perfected.
But tell them what fox is in the Greek, then swing back over here and give them fox and in the Hebrew in verse 18. This is fox in the Greek from this particular chapter.
Alopex, that you got a fox, or metaphorically, it's a sly or crafty man.
So a cunning man. So let's come back over here to verse 18 of Lamentation 5. Let's see what we got with fox right here, because we finna get it ready to wrap this up.
That is Shual. You got a fox, or a jackal, a burrower.
So the aspect of a fox is a slunning or cunning man, which he told you that the serpent was more cunning and crafty than any beast of the field. So when he say which is desolate, the foxes walk upon the Mount Zion. Well, guess what? You got Herod walking on Mount Zion. And not only that, you got the scribes and the Pharisees who were cunning walking on Mount Zion. Because you know what they didn't do? They didn't set a difference between, just going to get it from Ezekiel 22 and 22.
Ezekiel 22.
22 and 22.
As silver is melted in the midst of the furnace, so shall you be melted in the midst thereof. You shall know that I, Yahuah, have poured out my fury upon you.
Poured it.
And the word of Yahuah came unto me, saying,
What did it say?
Man, saying to her, You are the land that is not cleansed, nor rained upon in the day of indignation.
Mm-hmm.
There is a conspiracy of her prophets in the midst thereof, like a roaring lion.
Roaring lion, baby.
They have devoured souls. They have taken the treasure and precious things. They have made her many widows in the midst thereof. Her priests have violated my law and profaned my Kadash things. They have put no difference between the Kadash and profane. Neither have they showed difference between the unclean and the clean, and have hid their eyes from my Shabbat, and I am profaned among them. Her princes in the midst thereof are like wolves, ravening the prey, to shed blood and to destroy souls, to get dishonest gain.
To get what?
Dishonest gain. And her prophets have daubed them with untempered mortar, saying vanity, and divining lies unto them, saying, Thus saith Yahuah Elohim, when the Lord have not spoken. People of the land have used oppression and exercised robbery, and have vexed the poor and needy. Yea, they have oppressed the stranger wrongfully.
Now listen, what are you reading that for? Because a lot of times, in a lot of instances in this particular society, a lot of people who preach the word do exactly the things that he just enumerated. And what was those things he mentioned that these people like to do, Sid?
They violated my law. They ain't put no difference between the Kadash and profane. No difference between the unclean and the clean. They hid their eyes from the Sabbath.
They hid their eye. What else they do?
They profaned among them. So the princes are like ravening wolves, like shedding blood, destroying souls.
Destroying souls.
Defining lies.
What else they do?
Used oppression and exercise robbery. They vex the poor and needy. They oppress the stranger wrongfully.
Now, it's a lot of people that'll sit back, because a lot of people who preach the word, they like to say, they get dishonest gain. Now, we read something in 1 Samuel 12 last night. Go back to it, man. 12 and 1. Because a lot of people, that's the first thing they'll scream on to do. Because remember what it said Eli's sons were doing? Because we're talking about foxes, cunning and crafty men. These men are cunning and crafty for the purpose of ruling over the people or extracting something out of people dishonestly. Listen to what he said, 1 Samuel 12 and 1.
Samuel said unto all Yasharal, behold, I have hearkened unto your voice, and all that you said unto me, and have made a king over you. And now behold, the king walked before you, and I am old and gray-headed. Behold, my sons are with you, and I have walked before you from my childhood unto this day. Behold, here I am, witness against me before Yahuah, and before his anointed. Whose ox have I taken, or whose ass have I taken? Whom have I defrauded? Whom have I oppressed? Or of whose hand have I received any bribe to blind my eyes therewith? And I will restore you.
Paul, now go to Micah 3 and 8.
But truly I am full of power by the rock of Yahuah, and of judgment, and of might, to declare unto Jacob his transgression, and to Yasharal his sin. Hear this, I pray you, you heads of the house of Jacob, and princes of the house of Yasharal.
What they do?
That abhor judgment.
They abhor what?
Judgment.
What else they do?
Pervert all equity.
And what else they do?
They build up Zion with blood.
What else?
Jerusalem with iniquity.
What else they do?
The heads thereof judge for reward.
They judge for what?
Reward.
And
the priests thereof teach for hire.
And
the prophets thereof divine for money.
What else?
Yet will they lean upon Yahuah and say, is not Yahuah among us? None evil can come upon us.
Now listen, when you're dealing with these foxes, because that's the issue why he called Herod a fox, because this is a cunning and slick man who's seeking to do things in ungodliness. And of course, the scribes and Pharisees fit this also. But of course, in this instance specifically, the foxes walking upon it is referring to the Babylonians. Remember, Lamentations of Jeremiah is him lamenting of the destruction of Jerusalem by the Babylonians. Specifically, as it concludes, and what you can read in Jeremiah 52, which is what the 2 Chronicles 36 speak to, because 2 Chronicles is speaking to that destruction of the Babylonians on Jerusalem, of them getting taken up out of it. You know what I'm talking about? And those are the foxes specifically that are being referenced, which is Gentiles. But I wanted to mention these particular foxes, like Madal made a post, man, about, self-appointed teachers and preachers and things of this nature, because he always stamp on that he believed that there should be a council of elders and things of this nature, which inherently ain't nothing wrong with that. The issue only being that you want to recreate something that was in the land when everybody was communal and living amongst each other, versus where you got brews in Jacksonville and Chicago and Buffalo and DC and Baltimore and Louisville and Detroit and this, that, there, and the third, and all these people are not together. So, and this is not to say that it's right. So when you take it that you got all these people are not together, then the aspect of them subjecting themselves to people that they don't know, people are usually going to be less inclined to want to do that. Now, again, is that necessarily correct? No, it's not. You know what I'm saying? The issue that I see, what I said, fundamentally what he's saying is not wrong. The issue why stuff like that don't never occur is because individuals want to set these frameworks without actually building some type of relationship, communal bond, connection with these people before that. You know what I'm saying? Because the person has to actually volunteer to subject themselves to this council of individuals. And then, of course, there'd be other mitigating factors that separate stuff like that from having differences of teachers and things of this nature. But then I done told him before, the reality is you can't stop false prophets from preaching no way. And you can't stop false congregations from forming no way. It's something that you can't stop. Because you know how we know this? Because they couldn't stop it in their time. And how do we know this? You know what we're going to say. Give them Acts 5 and 20. You read it out the book and you can see that. That's not something, because I understand its premise, because its premise is not wrong. It's flawed in the aspect of you think that you can stop that. Because we can read in Jeremiah 23, he said, I haven't spoken yet, these prophets have prophesied, and they ran, and I have not sent them. So if you're talking about a time period when they were doing it then, that means it's something that can't be stopped. So then the objective of the reality of the situation is to make sure that you make a difference between you and them, and that the people can see the difference between you and them. That's really all that you can do, because you can't make somebody not listen to somebody. Like, how can you stop somebody from teaching the word? How you gonna stop them? You don't physically restrain him? Now you're going to jail. But I get his point, because I say that because how I put this here, man. He's involved with a different sect of brews than we involved with, right? So therefore, because of it, he sees certain things that we not necessarily privy to. So that's why he has the frustration and consternation that he has when it comes to stuff like that. So I get it where he coming from. Because this is what he put on here. Where there's no order, spirits compete for control. Pride, power, money, control, ego. He did another one where we were talking about something else. What's wrong with that boy? Or like he put on here, are you following a novice? See, I would say what the information he laying out for you to be able to determine what is better, because, man, you can't stop no grown nigga from doing nothing, man. No, I told you, we talked about that last night, man. You cannot stop no grown person from doing nothing. That's what he said they needed to have, man. Hold on. Like when he used Exodus about, okay, Moshe didn't carry the authority alone. This way it get flawed at, because you talking about a man leading 600,000 men, not counting women and children, versus a dude who got a congregation in this city that might only got 20 people in it. You know what I'm saying? Or a dude who got a congregation in this city, but he got 5,000 people in it. Because if you take IUIC, they got a lot of people in their congregation. But then guess what else they got? They got satellite congregations. You laughing at that? You know about them? It's a lot of IUICs all across this country. You know what I'm saying? But that's their organization. They got an organizational structure. But then, you know what I'm saying? That just is what it is. Because everybody congregations ain't that big. You know what I'm saying? If you got 20 people, you need five people lead everybody, but you got 4 people apiece. But I think he talking about like setting something up like the Sanhedrin. Let me see what bro got. But I do know what he's talking about. He talking about stuff like what you've seen, like what some people have seen. Like he said, a national board of elders. And then it's going to come down to, well, who's establishing these elders? Because it's going to be somebody like, no, I don't listen to him. What, you going to make him? You can't make it. Come on, man. Acts 5 and 20. Because we and him had conversations about that. He was like, get a board of elders. I'm like, it would be different if those elders were in. That'd be the part is you had these board of elders, but they won't actually be integrated in the communities that they supposed to be saying something to. When it really should, in my opinion, and I done told brothers before, it's more important to galvanize those type of things in each individual city where brews are at. and set that up. You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't have no national board. If you was living in Samaria, stuff didn't go back to Jerusalem to figure that out. If you was in Bethel, that's not how that worked. You know what I'm saying? You had a group of people in Bethel, and they dealt with that. You got a group of people in Samaria, they dealing with that. Those in Jerusalem dealing with that. Those who were in Galilee dealing with that. Those who were in Naphtali, so on and so forth, they dealing with that. A national board of elders is no different than setting up a Congress. And they didn't do that. You went to the judges in the land where you lived at. And once we get it focused and stop trying to make it national and broad and just make it local, I think we'd have better success that way. Because I'm just looking at the framework where I see it in the word. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody in Bethel appealing to what a Levite gonna say in Jerusalem. You know how long it's gonna take for that to get to him? We ain't got time to deal with that. Go ahead, man. And plus, you can read it in the law when they say go to the judges who were in the land in those days.
Go stand and speak in the temple to the people all the words of this life. And when they have heard, they entered into the temple early in the morning and taught. But the high priest came, and they that were with him, and called the council together, and all the senate of the children of Yahuah, and sent to the prison to have them brought. But when officers came and found them not in the prison, they returned and told, saying, this prison truly found we shut with all safety, and the keeper standing without before the doors. But when we had opened, we found no man within. Now when the high priest and the captain of the temple and the chief priest heard these things, they doubted of them whereunto this road. And then came one and told them, saying, behold, the men whom you put in prison are standing in the temple and teaching the people.
Oh, no.
Then went the captain with the officers and brought them without violence, for they feared the people, lest they should have been stoned. When they had brought them, they set them before the council, and the high priest asked them, saying, did not we straightly command you that you should not teach in this name? And behold, you have filled Jerusalem with your doctrine, and intend to bring this man's blood upon us. Then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, you ought to obey Elohim rather than men. Elohim of our fathers.
Back that up. I ain't hear what I want to hear yet. Hold on. $5 and 33 is what I need. It was coming up. I mean, you might want to keep going where you was at that point.
Said Elohim of our fathers raised up Yahuah, whom he slew and hanged on a tree. Him have Elohim exalted with his right hand to be a prince and savior, for to give repentance to Yasharal and forgiveness of sins. And we are as witnesses of these things, and so is also the Ruach HaKodesh, whom Elohim hath given to them that obey him. When they heard, they were cut to the heart, and took counsel to slay him, to slay them. Then stood there up one in the council, a Pharisee named Gamaliel, a doctor of the law.
Doctor.
Had a reputation among all the people, and commanded to put to the apostles forth a little space, and said unto them, you men of Yasharal, keep yourselves what you intend to do as touching these men. For before these days rose up Judas boasting himself to be somebody.
He rose up himself and boasted himself to be what?
Somebody.
What happened?
To whom a number of men, about 400, joined themselves, was slain, and all his men obeyed him, were scattered and brought to nothing. After this man rose up Judas of Galilee in the days of the taxing, and drove away much people after him, he also perished, and all, even as many as obeyed him, were dispersed. And now I say unto you, refrain from these men and let them alone.
Because if it be
for his counsel or of his work be of men, it will become to nothing. But if it be of Elohim, you cannot overthrow it.
And that's the part that you have to remember. You see what he told them? If it be a man, it'll extinguish itself. But if it be a God, you can't stop it. You know what I'm saying? Because you got this, and you had two men that rose up and took a whole bunch of people following after him, and then God took them out. Because if it's not a God, it'll crumble in his time. Because I get what bro talking about, you know, with the advent of the the internet, all type of dude get in the word for 30 days and he preaching 15 days after that. You know what I'm saying? And you know, that just is what it is. Because at the end of the day, you can't stop it. You can't stop it. You know what I'm saying? You just got to keep on pressing and pushing. It's for his, hey, man, keep putting good word out on the street because you can't stop no flawed nigga from preaching no word. You can't stop it. I think niggas think, what we supposed to do? What you think? What type of counsel you gonna get? You gonna stone the nigga? You gonna lock him up? What you gonna do? Which is why I tell you, I don't be concerned with what other people out here doing because that's none of my business. You know what I'm talking about? Because all I'm gonna tell you, hey man, if you a God, pray God, man, keep doing what you do. What he says, if he be with us, he can't be against us. So That's why I've never had the attitude to feel like I need to stop. He's a false prophet. I got to stop him. Man, I'm not going through all that with you, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's it. But see, now I know why he's saying that, because there's people, they're looking at people who come in the word who don't know, and then they run across this stuff. And I'm not insensitive to that, but I also do know that, man, you're only going to have the mind to go the way that Yahuah wants you to go. And that's it. You know what I'm saying? You can't make straight what he done made crooked. You know, I be just looking at that situation, and I know that I can't effectively do anything about any of that. And what I mean, if an individual fool with a particular pastor, preacher, whatever name you want to give them, you know what I'm saying? And you showing them, oh, they teaching false. Man, if them people fool with that nigga, they ain't listening to what you talking about, because most people are not in organizations for the word that they preaching. They in it for the charisma of the individual preaching it. But if you're dealing, say, in an organization where it's pure, unadulterated word, you're going to have to come show how that, because this is what a lot of people do. You want to talk about this person. And that's what people going to focus on. You know why? Because I just mentioned people caught up in the code of personality. If you're an individual who wants some word, then you know what you're going to be like? Oh, you're going to have to show me where that's wrong. And fundamentally, when individuals do that, you know, fundamentally they fall apart, because they won't be able to do it if the word that the person is preaching is right. They're not going to be able to do it. Now, if I mean, we had that conversation when you say your little homie said that, well, it ain't wrong, then you ain't got you just don't like that person. And I always told you, it can't ever be, but if you want the word, it shouldn't even matter. And you know what I've come to realize? And this is what, 2026? I've been doing this for 17 years. Most people don't want the word. The word ain't what they want. You know what I'm saying? They want everything else except for that word. Because with that word comes responsibility. With that word comes sacrifice. With that word comes faith. With that word comes obedience. With that word comes purging and perfection. And they don't want that. I want to say, we the Israelites. You want to put on an outfit and whatever it is that you're looking for. But the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and the everlasting life that's manifested through his son, that ain't what people are looking for. You know what I'm talking about? Because I've been told you, listen, man, if the work good, shoot, I don't care what that nigga talking about. Because remember what the Lord told you in Matthew 23. What he told him in Matthew 23 about verse 3. I nailed it down for you.
Do as they say.
Just go ahead and read. He ain't say it right. 23 and 1.
Then spake Yahuah to the multitude and to his disciples, saying, the scribes and the Pharisees sit in Moses' seat. All therefore whatsoever they bid you observe, that observe and do.
Stop. You know what he told? Man, that word they talking about is good. You don't need to be, hey, them niggas sour, but that word ain't sour. That's the point what he's trying to tell him. Now, of course, he did mention what Sippy said. You can read it.
He said, but do not you after their works, but they say and do not.
So he letting you know they might not be about nothing, but that word is good, though. Now, you know, when you strip this away, you know the net of things is, are you here for the word or are you here for something else? You know what I'm talking about? And that's it. And most people, they're not there for the word. Some people there for the fellowship. You remember that's what, what's the name is? Dang, what's that name? That's what Mike used to be about. What about the fellowship? Because that was important to him. The word wasn't necessarily the most important thing to him. I say that because remember he told me we should have greeters. Ain't nobody greeting you, nigga. You know what I'm saying? It ain't that many of us. Greet you for what? We already know you. You know what I'm talking about? Right, the right hand. Now I understood what he was saying, but also I think that was coming from a different, because you know when you go to most churches, what you gonna have? Somebody at the door greeting you, this, that, then the third. Man, I seen you last week, cuz.
Got a visitor today.
Ain't nobody visiting. You can't visit and I just seen you. You've been running the camera. You know what I'm talking about? But also because you looking at it from the aspect of When you go to most of congregations, people are performative. You in people's faces, but you really not like that. It is the environment here, man, be yourself. I don't want you to be nothing more than who you are. Just because somebody walked through that door, you shouldn't try to be somebody that you not just because somebody showed up. Because the minute you revert back to who you are, they gonna look at you funny. Like you said, man, we can't have Lee at the door. We can greet people and give them a hug. She not finna do that. She not finna do that. Some of y'all known Lee for 10 years. She ain't never gave you a hug. Huh?
That's right.
She like this here. Y'all was with me when my children were born. Like this here. She can give you a high five. That's all you get. You know what I'm talking about? Then some, because most people, because I had this conversation with bro at the time. Like, obviously, this is something that's damn near 10 years ago. I was like, bro, a lot of people in here, they introverted people, bro. That's just not what they do. That's not who they are. And he was like, well, that's not nah, bro. You got to let people be who they are. Not who you think they should be, because then that's not who they are. That means they're performing, nigga. That means they're fake. That's not who they are. If that person is quiet and reserved, then let them be quiet and reserved. If this person is extroverted and communicative and welcoming and want, then let them be that. Because I would rather you be who you are than to be somebody who you're not in order to appease somebody you don't even know so they can think you got it. Because if you thought somebody wasn't godly because they ain't speak to you, you worry about the wrong damn thing anyway. Because if I'm coming for the word, I don't give a damn who don't say nothing to me. You know what I'm talking about? Truth be told, sometimes we was in Atlanta, I ain't give a damn about them niggas speaking to me. I ain't here for that. I don't give a damn if you will never say nothing to me, nigga. I ain't taking in nothing personal. I ain't these niggas ain't speak to me. I don't care, nigga. I'm not even finna give you enough power for you to make me feel a certain type of way because you ain't say nothing to me. Maybe you ain't feel like talking. Maybe your mama died. Maybe you lost your job. Maybe you a mute. I don't know. And I don't care. Because to be told, I don't want to talk to you either. But it's not out of no beef. I just don't want to talk. I would prefer not to talk to any of you. No, because you might be different. When you come in an environment where you don't know people at, it'd be a lot of unnecessary small talk. I don't want to do that. That's what I mean. I don't want to do all that. I got it. How you doing, brother? And all that. How long? I don't want to do all that, bro. I would rather not talk at all. Because there's be very few people who are going to come sit over there and actually, let's just have a conversation. Because some people like small talk. You like small talk? Yeah. See, he's depends. So sometimes he's with it, sometimes he's not. I ain't never with it. You know what I'm talking about? You like small talk?
Not really.
What about you? You look like you like small talk.
No, but I think you should speak to people.
I didn't say not speak to somebody. I said I don't want to talk to you.
I mean, if you talk to me, I can also acknowledge you.
I didn't say wasn't going to acknowledge them. I said I don't care if they don't say nothing to me because I don't want to talk to you anyway. Because in general, in those environments, it's not going to be most people are not actually coming to talk because they want to talk to you. They feel like they're compelled to do it. Don't come over here talking to me because you feel like you got to do this. Because nigga, I don't want to talk to you. Because they only talking for one thing, small talk, or they fishing for information. Nigga, you the feds.
But they be feeling like they don't want to be in a room full of silence.
Yeah, I don't want to do all that.
Nobody's talking.
Yeah, you can walk around, hey, brother, how you doing? Woo, woo, woo. Yeah, that's cool. But that, hi, brother, welcome, and all this here. Where'd you? I don't want to do all that with you. I don't want to do all that with you because you don't mean it. Yeah, I don't want to hear all the you didn't mean it. Listen, the people who do that, who mean it, you can tell how they mean it because usually they're warm, they're inviting. More than likely, they're going to want to embrace, handshake, something where they show like I'm genuinely interested and care about your response to what I'm asking you. Even though it's small talk, I actually care versus I'm just running this down because I have to, because that's what they tell us we supposed to do so they can feel welcome. Nigga, I ain't come here to be welcomed by you niggas, man. I came here for the word, cuz. That's what I came here for. I'm the nigga who come in the trap, man. I don't want to talk to you nigga. You got the weed or not? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? I came to cop and go. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about, man? That's that pimping, man. It's cop and blow out here, baby. You got to work it. Look, if we get cool, if I get cool with the people who in here, that's great. That's fantastic. But that's not what I came here for. Now, I'm mentioning that there because for him, that was important for him. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm trying to explain to him, you have to understand the people who you're around, all of them are not like that. And you can't force them to be something that they're not, because I don't want people to be inauthentic. I would rather you be authentically you. Because at least that you know when you're dealing with this person, you're dealing with them, not their representative that they want to put on for you to think, yeah, we a bunch of godly, sanctified people. We just love and care about you whole time. You like, damn, this nigga breath stink. He still talk. I gotta be talking to this nigga. He ugly. You see that book in his nose? That's what you thinking in your brain. You don't want to talk to this man. You don't even care about this man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You don't even care about this man. Because some of y'all know that maybe from past experience. It ain't got to be religious events or things like that. Or going places where you can tell that the people are being performative. They genuinely don't care about you, to talk to you, to know you, or none of that.
I felt in the church like where they had you get up and go around greeting like 3 different people. I'm like, I don't want to do this.
Oh, I ain't never gonna ask y'all to do that.
Now that makes stand up. Hey, introduce yourself.
Yeah, I ain't gonna ask you to do that.
Or just make you walk around. Like,
I understand why they do that,
I ain't doing that.
but I'm not gonna ask you to do that.
Just say your neighbor.
Neighbor?
I don't even want to do that.
I'm not gonna ask you to do that. Yeah, I'm not gonna ask you. That's not something I would compel you to do. I would just rather individuals, because most of y'all people that slid through here, you formed or whatever friendship you formed with them based off of natural, organic human interaction. Because that's how you would have did it if you was in the land. Ain't nobody finna be at no synagogue or no temple talking about stand up, brother, and tell everybody your name and where you're from.
Yeah, they do that. That's one classroom stuff too.
But also, that's also again, that's based off the society that we live in. Because that's usually the customary thing that people do, and that's why they transfer that over. I'm just looking at things from the standpoint of what I can see off the paper, how they interacted, which is how I've interacted my whole life. You meet people, you interact with them, and you build a connection with them organically, not because you feel like you forced to do it. Because the love should be 100. You know what I'm saying? I got love for you because, shoot, you love God and we black. You know, love God first and then you black. How could I not love you when you look just like me? Your struggle, my struggle. Your pain, my pain. Your oppressor, my oppressor. Man, we've got, shoot, I'm going through it the same way you going through it. Not to feel like, we got to show them we godly, brother. We got to run up there and greet everybody at the door. Hey, brother, I'm brother such and such. Nigga looking at you like, man, who is this goofy nigga here, man? You know what I'm talking about? This nigga got going on. Because he come where I come from, nigga do all that there. I think you ought to get it. Think you're running a hustle. You know what I'm saying? But he running a hustle with that shirt on. Come on. That boy trying to get some cactus. It's Aztec. That's what they call that print. That's Aztec. Not for real. They don't call it Aztec, but I got some jeans behind that. Go ahead, man.
We're back in limitations.
Yeah, man. He said you originally went down there for the word and made friends, but left with a family. Well, look at the Lord. But you can't. But you left for because you wanted to go back in the cold. That's amazing. It's amazing. She said it's too hot down here. Just too hot down here. Got to go back where it's cold. I need some snow. Come on, man. Read me verse 18.
Because of the mountain of Zion, which is desolate, the foxes walk upon it. You, O Yahuah, remain forever. Your throne from generation to generation.
Wherefore?
Do you forget us forever?
Forsake
us so long time.
Turn you
unto us, you, O Yahuah, and we shall be turned. Renew our days as of old.
Now, this is the part, give them renew by definition. We'll hit that part and get on out of here.
That's Kadash, to be new, renew, to repair.
So we talking about, let's go on and hit it, man. Ephesians 4:18. Because, it's a lot of people, they look at me, I don't like that nigga. Some be like, I got love for that nigga. I tell you, nigga don't like me, shoot, nigga. Shoot, hate me some more. I don't give a damn, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? One thing about it, man, niggas say a lot of things, man. Most people are always going to be a villain in somebody's story. One thing about it, I don't give a damn if you like me or not. Most niggas who don't like a nigga, I ain't never did nothing to you. I just said something you ain't like. What you looking crazy for? I ain't did nothing to you. I'm finna to. I'm gonna step on your foot when I get finished. Say, shoot you right in your big toe. You shot me in my big toe. Pinky toe. Now I can tell you though, for the most part, niggas who done left their sleeve from around here, but I don't like that nigga because the nigga ain't go along with some old goofy junk you was on. You know what I'm saying? Nah, but it don't be on some old you big dummy. It just be like, man, I ain't co-signing that with you, nigga. It ain't no beef. That's what a lot of dudes' problem is they think being a friend is I'm supposed to co-sign everything you got going on. Nigga, shoot, my homeboys will tell me, man, hey, man, I don't agree with that. I'm looking at the man, I don't fool with that nigga. He told me he don't agree with what I was doing. I just tell me you ain't never had love for that man in the first place. If your dog tell you, man, don't smoke that crack, you're going to be a daddy. You going to hate him because he told you not to smoke it? Yeah, man, get your goof behind out of here. Go ahead.
Having the understanding darkened, being alienated from the life of Elohim, through the ignorance that is in them,
That's
because
right.
of the blindness of their heart, who being past feeling have given themselves over unto lasciviousness, to work all uncleanness with greediness. But we have not so learned Hamashiach.
That's why you ain't learned that.
If so be that you have heard him and have been taught by him, as the truth is in Yahuah.
Notice again, I want you to recall from 20, when he say, turn us, O Yahuah, and we shall be turned. So when you look at turn, that shoe, which is repent. He told you repent and be baptized in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach to receive the gift of the Ruach HaKadosh. Or repent and believe the gospel, as the Lord told them people. You know what I'm saying? So the aspect of the repentance leads to newness. Now I want you to stay right here, man. Stay where you at. I'm going to read this. Like when you got it, what we got here in Ezekiel 36, right? In verse 25, then I will sprinkle clean water upon you, and you shall be clean from all your filthiness, from all your idols will I cleanse you, and a new heart also will I give you, and a new ruach will I put within you, and I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you a heart of flesh. Now let's see if it's Kadash for new right here in Ezekiel 36. And it is a new thing, a fresh thing. You know what I'm saying? Keep on going. See where you at. Make sure I ain't missing that.
See that you put off concerning the former conversation, the old man, which is corrupt according to the deceitful lust.
What else?
And be renewed in the rock of your mind.
Be renewed where?
In the rock of your mind.
That you might be what?
Put on the new man, which after Elohim is created in righteousness and true Kadash.
Give me renew and new in that passage, man. Let's see how they define it in the Greek.
Renewed is and a nail that is to renew in the mind, to reform,
to
renovate.
You ever renovated a house? I have. I've been in some though. It's a new house. I done seen some houses, man. You look at them, see you can't kind of. They built this one up from the ground up. If you ever seen a house, boy, that junk was. I'm talking about not a house that was like okay, they put some new. I'm talking about a real. See, you know what I'm talking about? Nasty house. Filthy, nasty, disgusting. Ain't nobody been in there for years. Then you see what them boys done did to it after it did. You really be like, this is a whole new house.
And then, new is kahinos, that is new. You got recently made, fresh, recent, unused, unworn.
Let's see, we talk about with the fresh part, because that's what Kadash knew, a fresh thing.
You got of a new kind.
So when you look at the aspect of you talking about repentance and you being turned so you can be made new. That's what I was telling my dog when he was mentioning, like, David had the spirit. I'm like, it's not the same. And I get it from the aspect of people who don't necessarily view it how we would view it. Because you see David or Samson or these individuals having the spirit, like, it's not a permanent indwelling at that particular time. They're not made new. There's a conversion happening with this here because you had a spirit before, but you were still a son of Adam. You get the spirit now, you a son of God. That's different. That's a new thing. You're a new creature. You're not who you was before. See, the spirit fell on people in those times, and that goes back to the spiritual dead question. The spirits fell on those people at those times to fulfill a certain objective, versus now you get the spirit now, and it's proof evidence that God is in you and that you are in his family. Totally different. You know what I'm saying? What's the next one I want? Did I say it like that? 2 Corinthians 5 and 10. Boy, don't do all that, boy. You're a man, boy. Well, you don't never need to look like that, boy. What you doing to that boy? When you got that boy calling for you like that? That boy ain't sleep. That boy in distress.
Corinthians 5 and 10. Therefore, we must all appear before the judgment seat of Hamashiach, that everyone may receive the things done in his body, according to that he have done, whether it be good or bad. Knowing therefore the terror of the Lord, we persuade men.
That's right.
We are made manifest on Elohim.
Indeed.
And I trust also are made manifest in your consciences. For we commend not ourselves again unto you, but give you occasion to esteem on our behalf.
That's right.
That you may have somewhat to answer to them which esteem in appearance and not in heart.
Esteem in what?
In appearance and not in heart.
And see, that goes back to the point I was talking about earlier about some people just, of course, you know what Samuel say, that men look on the outward appearance, but Yahuah look on the heart. You know what I'm saying? That's what he's talking about, esteeming an outward appearance and not the heart. And that's the point we're talking about. That some people don't want the word or things that's attached to the word. It's just esteeming and outward things. I'm an Israelite. I got fringes on. I'm talking about in our day and time. Their day and time is a little different. Things like that. You know what I'm saying? Versus the word is this person has a new heart and a new spirit. Go ahead.
For whether we be beside ourselves, it is to Elohim, or whether we be sober, it is for your cause. For the love of Hamashiach constrain us, because we thus judge that if one died for all, then we're all dead. And that he died for all, that they which live should not henceforth live unto themselves, but unto him which
that goes us, turn us, O Yahuah, and we shall be turned. You know what I'm saying? And renew our days as the days of old. Go ahead.
And rose again. Wherefore henceforth know we no man after the flesh. Yea, though we have known the Mashiach after the flesh, yet now henceforth know we him no more.
That's right.
Therefore, if any man be in a Mashiach, he is a new creature.
He's a new what?
A new creature.
Tell him what new is right there, man. That's some gospel song D be listening to. That's what they say. Everything new. You know what I'm talking about? I know you listen to gospel music. She know you know what I'm talking about.
It's a lot of gospel songs.
Now, when you look at days of old from that Lamentations 5, it's condemned. That's Kuf, Dalet, and Meme. It's a masculine noun, East antiquity, from that which is before, aforetime, from the front of or the east, and the mount of the east, ancient times, from old, earliest time, the beginning, or old. So when you look at make us new as it is old, to reference you back to how he said he'll make Jerusalem like the Garden of Eden. Make it like how he originally intended you in the garden, because he said he made man upright. Man sought out many inventions. Go ahead, sir.
This is the same word as in Ephesians. Kahinos, new. You got recently made, fresh, recent.
And you know how you recently made? You gonna go back in your mother's womb a second time? You don't know what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about? Okay, you just make it up. But what he said before that? What made him say that? Yeah. He ain't say nothing about you going nowhere.
Hey, I know.
Yeah, that's how you be doing them churn. See, you don't like it. You be nice to them churn. You know them churn. You know them churn got dyslexia. You know them churn got dyslexia. That's what I'm talking about. The kids can't read. I know it. That's unfortunate. We were somewhere. I don't know how Joanne knew that junk. I took her to the sheet. She told me, I want a combo. I said, what you talking about? Because we wasn't at the register. Sitting down. No, she don't go to the restaurant. We don't go to those spots like that.
She can't read combos.
Shoot, that nigga looked at that sign and said I wanted a combo. I'm still perplexed on how she knew. I'm not saying she read it, but shoot, she did something.
She put it together. She sounded it out. That combo.
No, I'm saying that'd be different if we hit spots like that on a regular basis. We don't.
Did you get the combo?
Yeah, she didn't hear it. Yeah, she didn't hear the order. She was gallivanting around this restaurant with her brother. You know what I'm saying? That's how you know they ain't been in there, because they ain't know what to do with tables, salt and pepper shakers. This nigga pouring salt in the beverages.
That combo.
We sitting at the table and it had the crazy part of the sign on the window was for the pork chop combo. All she seen was, I want a combo. Nigga, the food already ordered. And you know what they did? Ain't eat none of the goddamn food. That nigga sat in there drinking cherry limeade. Yeah, because she asked for a hamburger. Because Joanne like hamburgers. Well, you know they did what most children do. They fill up on the beverage. Don't leave no room for the food. You know what I'm saying? I only took her around there because, shoot, I got her early from school. That nigga like hamburgers. Plain.
Sound like Hezekiah. No cheese, no nothing.
Yeah, she just want a little mustard, a little ketchup. She started wanting She started wanting chicken sandwiches because she say I had a chicken sandwich. She said I want a chicken sandwich like my dad. I say, nah, you don't want no chicken sandwich because you ain't gonna eat it. Yeah, he woke. Yeah. Just open the door for him and let him out. Yeah. The nigga wasted my money. Nigga got mad when we get here and you ain't ate it. And I ate the hamburger.
Oh, yeah.
You ate my hamburger. Shoot. You wasn't finna eat it. No. They had the fries. They had all that first. They had their fries. They had their bread. They ain't want it. No, she did eat some. I really bust the burger down in half for them to split. Because Jamal ain't gonna eat no hamburger. Not the whole. He want them fries. Yeah, he ain't want no whole one. Shoot, he ain't eat his half, and she was playing with her. We had to got home by the time with that one there. Man, this burger ain't finna go bad. This burger was $10.
It's a good investment.
He got to go somewhere. What that nigga said on Austin Powers, he got to get in my belly. Shoot. I paid good money for that. You know what I'm talking about? Shoot. That's got to be taken care of. Cause they don't eat. You know how they when they turn, they don't want to do nothing but eat snacks.
Give me the fries.
No, I ain't talking about no fries. She want fruit snacks, chips, cookies. She don't want no food. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she don't want no food. Shoot, she already got silvers in her mouth.
You gonna hit them until they get older.
Yeah.
That first brain.
Yeah, he know how to open that door, so he want to come out. He come out. He know how to open that door. Come on, man.
We good with 2 Corinthians 5?
You read A New Creature, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you look at Renews of the Days of Old, I said to take us back to the beginning. Make us new like in the beginning. And that's why you got the second Adam in juxtaposition to the first. But that's going to be the end of Lamentations 5. We ain't got more. So, hallelujah for Yahuah and the word, man. I appreciate y'all time. Bless y'all the house. All in the name of Yahuah. We about what? A week and a half out. For unleavened bread, man, we going to make it do what it do. Is any of y'all on here coming down? I know Mother Sharona, your Lord willing, coming. Brother Marvin, Brother Robert, y'all sliding around here. Sean, what the word is on your side, man? I know you told me you had what you was dealing with. Yeah, he told me about it. I think Dap said he will, and Brother Willie said they were gonna make their way down here, man.
Yes, I did say the word.
So yeah, man, I appreciate y'all. Give bless out the house of Allah in the name of Yahuah. It's always way and consider. Okay, Brother Robert said he gonna be here. Like I say, we got enough faith, man. We'll work out the last 5 days, but the first 3 days, But make it do what it do, man. We did talk to the brother, man. He like I said, man, I'll tell y'all that in a second. You gonna roll it out. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm already knowing. I'm just following up with you, man. Tenfold. All right, y'all. I'm gonna get on up off of here, man. Why you left him in there?
He left his diaper. He took the diaper off. And he was sitting on the carpet.
Go get your mama. Yeah, you coming over here. Bless him, Brother Ernie.
Crappy situation.
Yeah, you walking over here telling me about